You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon.
Welcome to Bowie Baysox Baseball. It's time now for the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show.
It's the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show from UPMC Park. We're getting set for Game 3 in this 6-game series between the Erie Seawolves and your Bowie Baysox. So glad you're with us. Matt Sabatis with you from Erie, Pennsylvania, as the Baysox have an opportunity today to deliver a big blow to Bowie's chances in the second half standings. Of course, it is still a very tight race, but for the Baysox to take the first 2 games of this 6-game series in the manner that they have really shows what they could be capable of over the remainder of this series. And for them to potentially do it again today would really set the tone into the weekend and maybe even set up an opportunity for a Baysox sweep. But that's thinking very, very far ahead because we're not even halfway through this series yet. We've got to focus on today's game more importantly. But it was a good scene setter for Bowie last night and a good way to kind of manage expectations and at the same time, I don't know, deliver a message, I think is a good way to put it, in yesterday's game as Bowie took down Erie 15-5. A season-high 20 hits for the Baysox. Their previous season high was only 17 hits, while they had phenomenal performances from Toby Welk, who scored 4 runs, had a home run, and drove in 3. Zach Watson, who drove in a career-high 6 runs, and Cody Roberts, who drove in a run, but had a career-high 4 hits. Hudson Askin also contributed with a 3-run home run. There's a lot of individual performances you could focus on out of this one, as 8 of the 9 Baysox batters all collected at least 1 hit. Every Baysox batter reached base at least 1 time, and 7 of the 9 scored at least 1 run. So if the fact remains that Bowie can do that against a good bullpen at the very least, while Erie's bullpen is middle of the road in the Eastern League, if they can still knock out starting pitchers early, they can get into that bullpen quickly. Yesterday was a bit of an offshoot because Brant Herter was only making his second Double-A start, and he's been having a tough time in his young Double-A career so far. Bowie was able to make something out of that. They want to make sure that they can make something out of this against Reese Olson. We'll discuss Olson in a second. But first, let's get you set up for today's game with the numbers, as Bowie comes in for game number 123 on the year, a 62-60 record, a 3-game winning streak. The Baysox are 7-3 over their last 10 and 27-32 when playing on the road. The Seawolves are getting ready for game number 123 on the season as well, a 72-50 record, a 2-game losing streak. Erie is only 4-6 over their last 10. The Seawolves are 36-23 when playing at home. And in the second half, it has been interesting now. As Bowie leads the Eastern League 35-18, Erie has fallen to 33-20. The Baysox lead the Southwest Division by 2 games over Erie. An Akron win last night meant Akron gained ground on the Seawolves, but did not gain ground on Erie. Akron is 30-23. The third place Rubber Ducks are 5 full games out of first place as they continue their series with Altoona. 2 sides have split the first 2 games of their series. Altoona is still in 4th place, but after their loss last night, the Curve have fallen to 27-25 in the second half, and they are 7.5 games out of first place. They're starting to lose ground, and at a very important time, considering the fact that there are only 14 games, make that 16 games. 16 games left in the regular season. I'm thinking ahead to Saturday here, but 16 games left in the regular season. Couple of updates to get you ahead of today's game. Adam Hall is to be placed on the injured list soon for Bowie when the official roster move comes out. And Davis Tavares will return to the Baysox. He'll be available potentially off of the bench in today's game. He's not going to be in the starting lineup. Bowie's going to have Cody Roberts and John Rhodes as well if they need to go with someone off of the bench. But we got to start with today's pitching matchup to focus on today's game as Reese Olson gets the start for Erie. Justin Armbruster gets the start for the Baysox. Olson is still in his first full season as a Tigers farmhand. He was traded over from the Brewers organization in the 2021 deal that sent big league lefty Daniel Norris to Milwaukee. That was at the deadline. After 5 starts with Erie at the tail end of 2021, Olson has really blown by opposing batters this year in his first full year of Double-A. He leads the Eastern League in strikeouts. A 4.41 ERA is fine, but that 144 tally, that's the number that you've really got to watch. He struck out 8 Baysox batters in May when Erie was at Prince George's Stadium. He allowed only 1 unearned run over 5 innings in a winning effort. But then the Baysox served him a loss when they visited this ballpark in June. He allowed 4 runs in 4 innings, including a solo home run to Hudson Haskin. Now, Olson has struck out at least 7 batters in just under half of his starts this season, so you could potentially see that continue today. But there was a month-long stretch for him that just wrapped up. He did not finish the 5th inning from pretty much the start of July, I should say, into the start of August. But since that month-long stretch wrapped up, he is riding on 3 consecutive appearances, 3 straight starts in which he has fired at least 6 innings, but he does have a loss mixed in there as well. He can go distance and he can strike out batters, but we will need to be careful when it comes to that mid-90s fastball of his and a heavy fading changeup. Those 2 pitches really constitute the 1-2 punch that can throw batters for a loop and lead to swinging strikes. He's also got a slider and a curveball, but again, the changeup is one of his best secondary offerings. As Justin Armbruster gets the start for the Baysox, he's on a great run. He's only allowed 8 earned runs in 26 2/3 innings lately. That's his last 5 starts, a 2.70 ERA. The month of August for Armbruster, as it comes to a close, was one of the best we've seen from a Baysox starter this year. He went 3-0 with a 2.08 ERA, 21 strikeouts, and 6 walks in 4 games all starts. Bowie is 5-0 in Armbruster's last 5 starts, and a lot of that has to do with his fastball-slider combo. He's turning into a big precision arm as well, with good strikeout numbers, 53 punch-outs and 51 1/3 innings. Of course, that's not anything compared to the 144 for Olson, but from what Bowie usually goes with, that's up there, and that's pretty good, especially when you consider his strikeout-to-walk ratio. He doesn't get scared when dancing around the zone against opposing batters. He made his Double-A debut at this ballpark back in June. He gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, which is still a season's high for him across both Double-A and High A. But over 5 innings, he was still able to work with a no decision, struck out 4 batters, and did not walk anyone. So if Armbruster can at least keep it tight on the zone today and maybe avoid that long ball, which has really been the only problem that Bowie pitching has run into this series, then he should be in for another good day. And if the Baysox offense even has 1/2 of what they had yesterday, that should be enough for Armbruster to pick up the win. We've got plenty to talk about on the pregame show as we continue from UPMC Park in Erie. We step aside for now, and when we come back, Cody Roberts is our guest. Career-high 4 hits yesterday, and get a couple of good thoughts on him, on what it's been like working with the new additions to the roster, Cade Povich and Chase McDermott. So we chat with Cody Roberts after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Back to work here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show as we prep for Game 3 of 6 between Bowie and Erie. Big win last night for the Baysox, 15-5, and we're checking in with Cody Roberts. Career-high 4 hits yesterday. Just overall, what was working for you at the plate yesterday, man?
I got into a lot of advantage counts yesterday. They were trying to spin me soft early, and I think most of the at-bats I got to 2-0. So just really did a good job just taking those pitches that were borderline and then give myself an opportunity late in the counts.
Yeah. This ballpark does play a little funky. You had one of those, I think Watson might have had one too, but there were a couple of hard-hit balls off of that left field wall that really just turned into long singles. What's it been like having to play with the different dimensions at this ballpark that can really throw you for loops?
Yeah, it's interesting. I got thrown out by quite a bit yesterday on one of those balls. You know, usually you hit a ball off the wall, you're thinking 2 right out of the gate, hustle double there. And I just didn't see him play it well, but they obviously put their best arm in left field, which is a little unique. Yeah. But it's obvious they are playing that wall that way, and so he made a good play and threw me out. And like you said, Watson made a good job slamming on the brakes there, holding to a single.
Yeah. Yeah, you had to catch back-to-back days. It'll be Andres today. How do you feel the load management has gone for you? Of course, you and Maverick have been able to pretty much split it down the middle.
Yeah, I mean, I just try to prepare every day that I'm going to be in the lineup. Yeah. So me and Mav have been switching off pretty much back and forth all season long, but I told Kamo when he went down, I was like, hey, I'm ready to go every day. So, you know, I just show up to the field and whoever's in the lineup is in. Yeah.
As we continue on here with Cody Roberts on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show, obviously the way that the pitching staff has rotated a lot through this season, a lot of great improvements from both the starting rotation and the bullpen. And the bullpen specifically here in the second half has been one of the best in the Eastern League. What's that been like from your perspective, watching some of these guys develop and locate a little bit more tightly on the zone, get some of the better swinging strikes? How's that been?
Oh, it's been awesome. I think there's a learning curve for every player at each level. You know, hitters come up here and struggle a little bit, or pitchers do the same. So we didn't pitch as well we wanted to the first half, and they all know that as well. And then they all made the adjustments, and they've been working their butts off the whole season to do better. And I think the biggest thing right now is we're just getting ahead in counts. You know, guys, we're not afraid to throw at guys, even their best players. We're not pitching around anybody right now.
Do you maybe find it a little more difficult than some others, having to game plan on both sides of the ball when you're really the only one on the field at this point that has to do that, considering you want to make sure you're setting up for pitch calling against opposing batters and then what you might face against opposing pitchers?
I mean, yeah, it comes with the territory of being a catcher, you know. We just try to put the best plan possible out there, and then the crazy thing about the analytics and stuff is it's a really good tool for us to get an idea on how they're going to be at the start of the week, but as the week progresses, we can see adjustments that batters are making in the box, or the way coaches are, we're playing shifts and stuff like that. So we're really using that at the beginning of the week to get a good plan, and then we're just feeling out the game kind of as we go and matching our strengths with their weaknesses.
Talking about feeling out the game, you've always been the key player to try that little quick toss over to first base when guys are getting a little too generous with their leads. Yeah. What goes into that? Just the general feel, not something you might be able to quantify?
Yeah, well, if I see they have a big secondary, definitely my arm is part of my game, so I try to sneak away outs any way I can. But also sometimes I just like to show it just to keep them a little tighter, and maybe they won't try to steal that bag, and we can roll up a double play on the next pitch or something like that. So especially with this new rule where you can only pick off twice before it's a balk or whatever, just trying to control the running game as much as possible. So like I said, sometimes I'll just flash it just to kind of keep them honest there.
So it's like you've realized that you can take some of that load away from the pitcher, since the rules have essentially taken that load away from the pitcher.
Absolutely. I want the pitcher to be focused 100% on the batter and doing their job and not really have to worry about the guy over there hopping around. So if there's anything I can do, like I said, stealing out or just keep them there a little tighter, it's a huge help to the team, I think.
As we continue with Cody Roberts here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show, speaking of keeping the pitchers focused on the batters, you've had to work with two new pitchers in the organization with Cade Povich and Chase McDermott lately. Povich put together a great game last night. What have been your takes from their first few tastes here in the new system?
Yeah, they're both great arms. I feel like the only time they've really gotten hurt so far this year has been home runs, unfortunately. But no, they're both great arms, and Cade pitched really well last night. He's got a 5-pitch mix, and he really located really well last night. So we're just kind of getting them acclimated to our system, and then obviously, like I said earlier, pitching their strengths to the other team's weaknesses.
Any particular pitch of Povich's last night that you thought played really well?
I thought his curveball was a lot better than I was expecting, honestly. I mean, he's got a really good one, but I know he uses the cutter to his advantage. He's got a great fastball as well. But we were able to throw a lot of first pitch curveballs, get ahead in the count, and then show him late and for strikeouts and stuff like that.
And then as we wrap things up here with Cody, our usual finisher, I know we talked about this previously, but it has been a while. Any new shows that you've been binging on these long road trips to close out the night?
No, I haven't. I finished Peaky Blinders a couple weeks ago, and I need to get on to something else now.
All right. Well, I've been saying this to everybody as they go through, but if you have HBO Max, I just finished season 4 of Westworld. It's a very interesting show, but we can discuss it later. Cody, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
That's Cody Roberts here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. We'll step aside, be back in a bit. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
We're back one final time here from UPMC Park. We've got to step aside quickly because we've got first pitch and all the play-by-play coming up soon. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
It's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. Coverage of the 2022 Bowie Baysox season is brought to you by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, DCA Imaging Systems, On the Green, Patient First, Royal Farms, Smile Doctors, and ZY Pyrotechnics. And now, live from the ballpark, it's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball.
We're ready to go from UPMC Park in Erie. It's Game 3 of this 6-game series between the Erie Seawolves and your Bowie Baysox. So glad you're with us. Matt Sabat is with you from the northwest corner of Pennsylvania. And as Reese Olson warms on the mound for the Seawolves, the starting lineup for the Baysox that he'll face looks like this. Leading off at shortstop, you've got Daryl Hernandez, followed by Connor Norby at second base, batting second.
Hudson Haskin in right field bats third. Cesar Prieto at third base, fourth. Gobi Mayo is the DH batting fifth. Toby Welk in left field bats sixth. Zach Watson in center field bats seventh. Andres Angulo is the catcher batting eighth. And Andrew Dashbach is at first base batting ninth. Bowie is the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. They're managed by Kyle Moore, assisted by Brandon Becker, Josh Conway, Tim DeJohn, Billy Facto, and Chandler Geller. Calvin Christensen is the video coordinator. Lindsey Birchfield and Blake Wooten are the athletic trainers. Bowie is 62-60 on the season, a 3-game winning streak, and a 35-18 record in the second half. That's the best record in the Eastern League. And again, their lineup features Darell Hernaiz, Connor Norby, Hudson Haskin, Cesar Prieto, Gobi Mayo, Toby Welk, Zach Watson, Andres Angulo, and Andrew Dashbach all to face off against Reese Olson on the mound. UPMC Park here in Erie is 328 feet down the line to right field, 317 feet down the line to left field, and 400 feet to straightaway center. As Darell Hernaiz steps in, third game of his AA career, he's 2 for 11 in the first 2 games. He does not have an extra base hit yet, but an RBI, does have a stolen base, only 1 strikeout, has not drawn a walk yet. As Olson twirls the ball in his palm and foots the rubber with Hernaiz in the box, we're ready to go. As Olson turns and fires the first pitch, it's a fastball swung on and fouled off, back to the screen. It's 0-1 to start. We're underway at 6:05 on the nose, a 74-degree sunny day here in Erie, Pennsylvania. As Olson looks down into the ball once more as he holds them set at the waist, turns and fires the 0-1 pitch, and Hernaiz watches it skip in. A ball and a strike now. Bowie has won the first 2 games of this series. They're on a good run right now. Came in needing some momentum. They got it with a big walk-off win over Altoona, and they've carried it into 2 wins to open this set, including a dominating one last night. The 1-1 pitch, high bouncer over towards short, picked at the chest by Gage Workman, and a fire to first, beats out Hernaiz, 1 away to open the day. Let's tell you about the rest of the defense for Erie. From left to right in the outfield, you've got Dane Myers, Parker Meadows, and Bryant Packard. Corey Joyce is at third base, Gage Workman at shortstop, Andrew Navigado at second, Quincy Naporti at first, and Dylan Dingler catches behind the plate for Reese Olson on the mound. As Connor Norby digs in, 292 average and a 947 OPS for Norby in 50 games, 11 doubles, 2 triples, 14 home runs, 37 runs batted in. As Olson holds out of the wind, turns and fires the first, and Norby swings and misses. Fastball down and inside, it's 0-1. Reese Olson, a 6'1", 160-pound, 23-year-old right-hander from Gainesville, Georgia, traded over from Milwaukee last season. The 0-1 pitch misses down and inside. It's a ball and a strike. He was acquired for left-handed reliever Daniel Norris. That was at the deadline of the 2021 campaign. On the season for Erie, he is 6-6 with a 4.41 ERA. The 1-1 pitch. Norby watches a called strike. Fastball hits the inside edge. It's 1-2. 23 games, 22 starts for Olson. He has 104 innings under his belt with an Eastern League leading 144 strikeouts. He fires the 1-2 pitch, and Norby drills it out toward deep right center field. Meadows runs back. He looks up, and there it goes. Connor Norby says goodbye. His 15th home run of the season. Yet another first-inning blast, and Bowie leads 1-0. That is the 3rd time in 5 games that Connor Norby has homered in the first inning, and it gets Bowie on the board. He did it again on Tuesday. He did it once against Altoona. That was a part of his 2-home-run game against the Curve. He had the 2-home-run game on Tuesday, and now here's Hudson Haskin to follow. Haskin hitting .274 with an .842 OPS in 97 games. First pitch home to him is a swing and a miss on a slider down and away. It's 0-1. Next pitch, swing and a miss, fastball low, already 0-2. That was the 14th given up by Reese Olson this season. That's been a part of his game. Bowie might have to play a little feast or famine with it when it comes to that strikeout home run ratio. Mild shift on for Haskin as the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed in the dirt for strike 3, but picked up by Dylan Dingler. That's the first strikeout for Olson, second out of the inning. Your umpiring crew for today's game, you've got Tom Fornarola over at third base. Matt Carlian is the crew chief. He's calling first base now, and Jae Young Kim is set for the balls and strikes behind home plate. As Cesar Prieto digs in, only left-hander on the roster for Bowie. 270 average, a 673 OPS in 78 games. 21 doubles, no triples. As the first pitch to him is a fastball up and inside, comes in at 94, 1-0 to start. 3 home runs for Prieto, 32 runs batted in. Olsen, with his 144 strikeouts as mentioned, only has 33 walks as Prieto bounces one to second. Between the legs, it's picked up by Andrew Navigado and sent to first in time. Couple of groundouts and a strikeout, but Bowie takes the early edge. A solo home run by Connor Norby. As we move to the bottom of the first, Bowie 1, Erie coming on up. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
Bottom of the first inning here in Erie as the Baysox have taken an early 1-0 edge. It was only 12 pitches from Reese Olson in the first, but a solo home run by Connor Norby gives Bowie the lead. As we move to the bottom of the frame, Justin Armbruster warms on the mound for the Bowie Baysox. The starting lineup for the Erie Seawolves he'll face looks like this. Andrew Navigado leads off, followed by Gage Workman and Parker Meadows. Quincy Naporti, followed by Dane Myers and Dylan Dingler. Brian Packard bats 7th, Corey Joyce bats 8th, and Trey Cruz will bat 9th. Erie is the AA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. They're managed by Gabe Alvarez, assisted by John Murray and Dan Rickaball. Ali Cady and Chris Vick is the athletic trainer. Erie is 72-50 on the season, 33-20 in the second half. And again, their lineup features Navigado, Workman, Meadows, Naporti, Myers, Dingler, Packard, Joyce, Cruz, all to face off against Justin Armbruster on the mound. As the right-hander Navigado digs in, a 263 average and a 787 OPS in 81 games. 15 doubles, no triples, 14 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Shadows have pushed their way just across home plate, with the rest of the infield still getting in the sunlight. The first pitch in, and Navigado watches fastball up and in. 1-0 to start. Bowie has scored first in all 3 games of this series. They've done it twice in the first inning, both times on a Connor Norby home run. The 1-0 pitch has popped up. Left side of the infield, Prieto waving the arms. Calls off Hernaiz, now steps down. That one hung up for quite some time before Prieto finally pulls it down around the waist. Let's tell you about the rest of the defense for Bowie. From left to right in the outfield, you've got Toby Welk, Zach Watson, and Hudson Haskin. Cesar Prieto is at third base. Daryl Hernaiz is the shortstop. Connor Norby at second, Andrew Dashbach at first, and Andres Angulo is the catcher behind the plate for Justin Armbruster on the mound. As switch hitter Gage Workman digs in, batting lefty, 230 average, a 708 OPS. First pitch, high fastball, it's 1-0 to start. 112 games for Workman this year with 27 doubles and 7 triples, 13 home runs, 65 runs batted in. Here's the next. Fastball called a strike. Late ring up on the upper outside corner, it's 1-1. Justin Armbruster, 6'4", 230-pound, 23-year-old right-hander from Bellevue, Washington. 12th round selection in 2021 from the University of New Mexico. Fires the 1-1 pitch, and it's swung on and missed. High changeup. A ball and 2 strikes now. Armbruster is 4-0 on the season for Bowie. 11 games, 7 starts. 3.51 ERA and 51 in the third innings. He sets at the waist here, fires the 1-2 pitch, and it's just up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Workman as Bowie leads 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. 53 strikeouts and 10 walks for Armbruster. He's allowed 8 home runs. Opponents are hitting him at a .221 clip. Here's the 2-2. Down and away, changeup. Runs it full on Workman. Armbruster on full counts this season. Hasn't run it full too often. Only 23 full counts over his 51 innings. Opponents 1 for 14, 9 strikeouts. The 3-2. Popped foul behind home plate. Gets out of play. Count stays full. Well, Bowie has not had too many quality starts this season, and it's very, very rare for them to have quality starts on back-to-back outings. And it is, of course, presumptuous to think it into existence here in the first inning, as the 3-2 pitch is lifted out toward left field, bit shallow toward foul ground. Welk is running, Hernaiz is running, but it's out of play. So the count stays full on Workman, as he'll see an 8th pitch in this plate appearance. But after Cade Povich threw a quality start yesterday, Justin Armbruster could be able to pull it off. He had a quality start last month against Akron. Another payoff to Workman is swung on and belted out toward deep right center field. This could tie the game. Watson's back. He looks up, and it's off the scoreboard. Solo home run for Gage Workman, and it's a 1-1 game. So the second batter of each inning going deep to right center field. Workman collects his 14th of the season, RBI number 66. That's the 9th given up by Armbruster, and that's what happens when you run a count full for so long, and that's what's made Bowie so successful at a lot of points, is that they're able to run the count full so many times. Set themselves up opportunities to find a good hittable pitch after they've danced with the pitcher. As Parker Meadows digs in, first pitch to him misses up and away, and it's a ball. First pitch ball to all 3 batters from Armbruster right now. .265 average for Meadows, an .810 OPS in 97 games. Next offering. Misses inside, 2 balls and no strikes. 15 doubles and 5 triples for Meadows. 16 home runs, 43 runs batted in. Here's the 2-0. Called a strike at the knees. Fastball runs it to 2-1. Now, Armbruster did make his Double-A debut at this ballpark. It was back in June when Bowie had their first road trip here. The 2-1. Misses down. 3 balls and a strike. And he allowed a home run in that game to Dane Myers. Myers has been on a big breakout season, so that was understandable. He needs to be careful at the way that this inning is going. The 3-1. Called a strike in the lower outside corner. Back-to-back full counts. Because Armbruster just threw his 15th pitch. Only 8 of them have gone for strikes, and one of those 8 was served for a home run. And now another payoff to Meadows. Up and away. Ball 4. The walks burned Bowie constantly on Tuesday. The fact that they were able to come away with the win was a stroke of good luck. As things are starting to get a little antsy for Armbruster, Josh Conway is going to come out. And Bowie walked 6 batters from their pitching staff back on Tuesday, including 3 walks to Dylan Dingler, who has one of the lower walk rates in the Eastern League this season. He had never walked 3 times in a single game, and Bowie walked him 3 times on Tuesday. He scored all 3 times. If it weren't for those free passes, Bowie would have had an easy route to win the game. The only reason they won on Tuesday was because of a pair of wild pitches in the top of the 9th inning to just pretty much grant a free run. But now as Armbruster has only thrown half of his pitches for strikes here in the bottom of the first, he needs to tighten his attack. But it's a tough customer to try and do it against as Quincy Naporti digs in. The meeting is over and Naporti steps up. .274 average and an .889 OPS in 107 games. As Armbruster sets at the chest and drops down to the waist. First pitch home, and Naporti watches down and inside. A first pitch ball to all 4 batters. 23 doubles for Naporti, 2 triples, 28 home runs. He leads the league with 80 RBI. 1-0. Popped foul out of play right side. Count moves to a ball and a strike now. Well, Armbruster only had really 1 batter get his goat back in his Altoona start last week. And that was Malcolm Nunez. Aside from Nunez, he was excellent. 1-1 is fouled off on the third base side. Just a little nub. And it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Armbruster made it into the 6th inning. If it weren't for 2 walks with 2 outs in the 6th, he would have finished the frame. But aside from those 2 walks, Armbruster did not allow any other base runners aside from Nunez, who had 2 base hits, including a solo home run. Runner at first, 1 away, a 1-1 game. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. High fastball. Armbruster needed that one there as Naporti goes down swinging. First strikeout of the day for Armbruster.
Baysox are in their alternate orange uniforms today. The black block Bowie arced across the front side, gray pants, black cap. Erie in their alternate blacks today with the E flag logo on the left breast, red sleeves, white pants, and a red cap. Dane Myers digs in. 275, 836 OPS this year in 91 games. Here's a pickoff throw to start. Does not see a tag, and we'll wait on the first pitch to Myers. 15 doubles and a triple for Myers, 22 home runs. He's driven in 63. Here's the first. Swing and a miss. Fastball inside. That's the first pitch strike for Justin Armbruster. Needed it there. You can get out of this inning with just the one blemish of the solo home run after running back-to-back counts full and walking a batter with only one out, then that's still pretty fine. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Called a strike on the inside edge. It's 0-2. But this game is really going to come down to which pitcher blinks first. And you could say both pitchers blinked in the first. And I think they just fell victim to quality batters. The 0-2. Misses high, a fastball, a ball and 2 strikes. So perhaps from here, it will be which pitcher blinks first. Basically just reset off of the 2 solo home runs, I suppose. Runner at first, 2 away, a 1-1 game. The 1-2 to Myers, runner goes, and it's outside for a ball. Throw to second is high. Meadows swipes his 14th bag of the year. Count moves even at 2 on Myers. This is Angulo's first game catching for Bowie since Saturday last week. And only his 5th game overall behind the plate for the Baysox. Now the 2-2. Down and away, 3rd full count of the inning for Armbruster. He's thrown 25 pitches, and if he loses Myers here, Bowie will almost certainly get an arm up and moving in the bullpen. This late into the season, especially with inning limits that are in place, even if they may be soft inning limits, you need to make sure that you don't have a pitcher throw more than 30 in an inning, or even reach 30. The payoff to Myers. Driven high and deep to right field. Haskins back at the wall. There it goes. 2-run home run for Myers. The 2nd homer of the inning for Erie, and it's 3-1. Armbruster has backed himself into corners in this inning, and that's just what's led to this tough frame. As he's now allowed 10 home runs in the season, Myers has hit 23. And Bowie will almost certainly get an arm up and moving in the bullpen. This is the first time all season with Erie, with Bowie rather, that Armbruster has allowed more than 1 home run. 3rd time all year that he's allowed multiple home runs in a game. And to have it happen in the span of just the first 5 batters is not good. First pitch to Dylan Dingler is swung on and fouled back to the screen. It's 0-1. 243 average for Dingler, a 769 OPS in 103 games, as it looks to be Jake Prezina is getting loose in the bullpen for Bowie. Here's the 0-1. Dingler watches a called strike on the inside edge. It's 0-2. 22 doubles and 3 triples for Dingler, 14 home runs, 58 runs batted in. As Armbruster sets at the chin and fires the next. Inside, and it hit him. Got Dingler's fingertips on the bat. He'll take first base. Athletic trainer is coming out to see if he's all right, and Dingler doesn't really even give him the time of day. 7th batter of the inning coming up in Brian Packard, as Armbruster is at 29 pitches. This is potentially the last batter he's going to face. If he doesn't retire Packard here, the day is potentially done. Packard just in his 8th game at Double-A, hitting 167 with a 467 OPS. 1 double, no triples, no homers, 2 runs batted in. Armbruster holds and fires the first. Left-hander watches inside, nearly clipped him. 1-0 to start. Well, I said it after the Myers home run right away that Armbruster is backing himself into corners and having to serve up pitches that
could be struck well, and that's what's happening right now. When you fire a first pitch ball to 5 of 7, next pitch is fouled off to the left side. It's a ball and a strike here. And 3 different counts run full. All 3 batters reach safely, 2 on home runs and 1 on a walk. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off back to the screen, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. And already 7 batters in the inning. Reese Olson didn't look to have much of a problem with any of the other 3 batters he faced in the first inning, aside from Connor Norby, who homered. But Bowie now finds themselves trailing by 2. Largest deficit they've had since the 3-run deficit the other day. The 1-2 is fouled off to the left side, and the count stays. And Bowie trailed 4-1 midway through the game on Tuesday, but errors by the Erie defense gave them an opportunity to strike, and Connor Norby did with a go-ahead 3-run home run. But you can't rely on errors always. The 1-2 just misses, up and away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 34 pitches for Justin Armbruster. Now the 2-2. Misses high, and it's full. Runner at first will get a head start here on the 4th full count of the inning for Justin Armbruster. Dingler's not much of a speedster, but they're still going to hold him on slightly. Nashbach closer to the bag than the runner is. There he goes. The 3-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Late attack on a changeup, but a rough first inning for Justin Armbruster. He allows 2 home runs, throws 35 pitches. We go to the second. Bowie trails 3-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
Well, Bowie's got to cover some ground now, see if they can maybe get some home runs of their own. As we move to the top of the second inning at UPMC Park in Erie, the Baysox trail 3-1. 3 home runs have dictated the scoring in this game so far. Gobi Mayo leads off against Reese Olson, and the first pitch in is called a strike. A fastball skims the lower outside corner. It's 0-1. After Mayo, Toby Welk and Zach Watson will bat. Mayo hitting .246 with a .710 OPS in 19 games. The 0-1 pitch home is called a strike again. Fastball, a little more routine toward the heart of the zone, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. 3 doubles for Mayo, no triples, 2 homers. 9 runs batted in this year. As the 0-2 pitch is swung on and lifted over toward short, backhanded deep in the hole by Workman, and he throws a rainbow toss to first, and that eats a lot of its time up. Pulls Naporti off of the bag. The fact that he got it there at least should be commendable enough. Mayo is going to reach on a single. So a potential tying run does come to the plate. And they're going to see what the ruling was there. Erie manager Gabe Alvarez came out and asked, well, what was the actual call? And the first base umpire was saying that Quincy Naporti had to rise up off of the bag. His feet came up off of the bag while leaping up to catch the ball. He didn't get pulled off of the ball. It's just the way that the umpire signaled it made it seem as if he got pulled off of the bag instead of pulling up. It's semantics. It doesn't matter. Here's Toby Welk, first pitch. Welk watches a called strike. Fastball on the outside edge. It's 0-1. Well, in a stark contrast to the way that these first few batters have gone between Reese Olson and Justin Armbruster against the first 6 batters that Olson has faced, he has thrown a first pitch strike to 5 of them. Here's the 0-1 to Welk. Fastball misses away, and the count runs even at a ball and a strike. Well, in comparison for Armbruster, against the first 6 batters he faced, he threw a first pitch strike to only 2 of them. Welk hitting .250, a .731 OPS in 28 games. Waits for the 1-1. Here it comes, and he swings and misses. Fastball inside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. 7 doubles and no triples for Welk. 4 home runs, including 1 last night. 17 runs batted in. Bowie trails 3-1 here in the top of the 2nd inning. The 1-2 pitch in, and Welk gets a piece. Foul over to the right side, and the count stays. Again, a critical win for Bowie to potentially build even more ground in the Southwest Division standings. They need to come away. One team, no matter which one, needs to come out of this series with a series win. A series split does no one any good. As the 1-2 pitch, this is up and away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Because if it's a series split, then Bowie and Erie would just leave this series still tied at the top of the Southwest Division. One side needs to have at least a little bit of ground to try and protect. And right now, Bowie has the ground to protect. We just need to see how this game plays out if they can do it. The 2-2 is again fouled. Late attack on a slider down and away, and the count stays even. Because Bowie did come back from a deficit in Tuesday's game. And come from behind wins for Bowie have been relatively rare this year. Not to mention the 1-run wins, which they pulled off on Tuesday as well. 2-2. Welk bounces it to third, but foul. This is what I was speaking to a little bit back when Workman was at the plate. Workman had run a plate appearance against Armbruster to 8 pitches before hitting his game-tying home run to right center field. And now, at the very least, Welk will see an 8th pitch here. Still holding it at 2, so if his eyes are good, he could lay off one more. The runner at first, no one out. The next pitch. Welk watches it bounce in, and it gets by. Slider moves to the right of Dingler, and Mayo will advance to second base on the wild pitch. Well, it has been ruled a wild pitch, and that is right on the interpretation. Things have definitely shown their wear on Dylan Dingler over the last few days. Go back to that 9th inning on Tuesday where he allowed back-to-back wild pitches, giving Bowie the go-ahead run, the eventual winning run. Again, you could say he allowed them, but he probably could have anticipated something. The 3-2 to Welk misses high for ball 4. Fastball at 94 came up way too high, and Welk was pretty keen to laying off of it. First walk of the day allowed by Olson, and now a potential tying run is on base. Here's Zach Watson. 178 average for Watson, a 537 OPS in 79 games. 8 doubles and 2 triples, 7 home runs. He has 27 RBI on the season. Yesterday was a career day for him. He drove in 6 runs. First pitch here, and he pulls back on an inside fastball. It's 1-0 to start. Watson drove in at least 1 run in 3 of his 5 plate appearances. He had a bases-clearing double in the 3rd inning. That was really the pivotal moment of yesterday's game. Here's the 1-0, and Watson watches a called strike at the letters. It's a ball and a strike. Because Watson came in the 3rd inning. Bowie had loaded the bases against Brant Herter without an out. Herter left. 2 quick outs were recorded by the reliever, and Watson was down to 2 strikes. Bowie almost stranded the bases loaded, but he collected the double. The 1-1, and he bounces it hard but foul to the third base side. It's a ball and 2 strikes now. Yeah, if Bowie didn't get anything out of that third inning, then it would have gone to the bottom of the third, still just 3-0 Bowie, but instead it went to the bottom of the third, 6-0 Bowie, and that's what really changed the tone of the entire game. Bowie was able to cruise from there and dominate the night 15-5. First and second now here in the top of the second, though, with no one out. And now the 1-2 pitch. Watson hangs off of a high fastball again. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. At the very least, Bowie looks to be getting a quick read on that high fastball. Olsen is trying to use it for the swing and miss pitch. Not too much wind this evening, as opposed to last night, where it was ironed out toward right field. The 2-2 on its way to Watson. Holds off on another high fastball. They'll appeal on it. Watson did flinch, but the handle of the bat got closer toward the plate than the barrel did. He didn't move the barrel too much. So it runs it full now. Back-to-back full counts for Olsen after that already lengthy plate appearance to Toby Welk that lasted 9 pitches. Here's the payoff. Watson fouls it off of home plate. Hits the catcher on a low change, and it stays full. Strong turnout on the shaded side of the ballpark here at UPMC Park. You get over onto the first base side, then it gets a lot of that sunlight. They've got plenty of awnings and cantilever rooftops above the third base side. That's the home side. Another payoff to Watson. Here it comes. Lifted foul, gets out of play to the right side, and the count stays full. Watson has a pretty high strikeout rate with runners in scoring position this season. His walk rate has been lesser than his overall. But Bowie is showing patience and some good strike zone discipline, at least in these first 2 innings. More so here in the second inning. Another 3-2, and Watson swings and misses. That was the high fastball again. Worked out for Olsen this time. That's his second strikeout. And now here's Andres Angulo. Well, a night like last night was definitely handled by the bottom of the Bowie lineup, and that's something that they need to see more of. It doesn't need to be an every night kind of occurrence, but to get it a little more often would be helpful. As Andres Angulo digs in, just his 5th game with the Baysox this year, first pitch. Just misses outside, an off-speed offering. 1-0 to start. Angulo is 6 for 17 with Bowie. It's a 765 OPS with a double. He has 2 runs batted in. As Olsen fires the next, and Angulo watches high again, it's 2 balls and no strikes. So Olsen is starting to slowly approach Justin Armbruster's pitch count. Obviously, it was very tough for Armbruster, who threw 35 pitches in the first inning, but with only 4 outs recorded, Olsen is at 34 pitches, and now he steps off of the back of the rubber. Lick his fingers quickly and reset. Angulo is 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position this year with Bowie. Here's the 2-0. He watches a curveball called for strike on the inside edge. Didn't agree with the call. When it runs the count to 2-1. Again, Angulo playing more backup role with Maverick Handley currently on the injured list. Cody Roberts pretty much catching 4 of 6 in each series until Handley returns. The 2-1, and Angulo swings and misses. Change up, down, and inside, and the count goes even. That's that change up for Olsen. It gets good swing and miss action. Bowie has first and second now with 1 out here in the top of the second inning. 2-2. Angulo bounces it foul up toward third. Bowie had a 1-0 lead. A solo home run by Connor Norby in the first, but 2 home runs in a lengthy first inning from Justin Armbruster. Put Erie ahead, but still with 8 innings left to play. We're just moving at a snail's pace so far. The 2-2 to Angulo is outside. Another fastball is the 3rd consecutive full count from Reese Olsen. Opponents are hitting only 180 against him on full counts, which is much better than his season average. He struck out 23 and walked 18. The 3-2. Angulo bounces it deep in the hole and through the gap into left field for a base hit. Mayo will score. On to second base, Welk, and he stops there, but an RBI single for Andres Angulo gets Bowie a run closer. Tying run is in scoring position. It's 3-2 Erie. Angulo has been such a clutch batter for Bowie in so many of these scenarios. I already told you he was hitting 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position. But not only to get the hit there, to do it on the 7th pitch of the plate appearance, while already running up the pitch count here on Reese Olson, who's at 27 pitches in this inning. It's going to lead to a mound visit from Dan Rickaball. Angulo has hits in back-to-back games now and 3 RBI with the Baysox this season. And we're going to take a quick look around the Eastern League while they have this lengthy mound visit. Rickaball usually takes his time. Akron leads Altoona 1-0 as they've moved to the 3rd inning. Richmond and Harrisburg are just getting underway at the Diamond. They're scoreless in the top of the 1st. Somerset already has a run across on Binghamton at Mirabito Stadium in the 1st as well. And then a couple of 7:05 first pitches scheduled tonight. Hartford will get going with Reading at Dunkin' Donuts Park, and New Hampshire is set to host Portland as well. As Bowie trails 3-2 here in the top of the 2nd inning. Well, it's been a lengthy game already with a 35-pitch first inning from Justin Armbruster that saw 2 home runs. What's been a 27-pitch second inning for Reese Olson here with only 1 out recorded. 2 singles and a walk. With now Andrew Dashbach stepping in to try and maybe drive in that tying run from second base. 188 average for Dashbach, a 664 OPS. First pitch home. Called a strike. Changeup hits the top half of the zone. It's 0-1. 87 games for Dashbach this year with 9 doubles, no triples, 12 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Well, they've just flicked on the lights here at UPMC Park. You can hear that hum as they start to warm up. The 0-1. Swinging a fly ball out toward the right field corner. It's out of play. Just a little bit too much slice on Dashbach as he went after that low and away fastball, and it's quickly 0-2. But this next pitch will be the 30th of the inning for Reese Olson, which at the very least might have that strong domino effect for Bowie later in the game. But they do want to capitalize now when they have the chance. The 0-2 pitch. Dashbach swings and misses. Changeup well outside. 3rd strikeout for Olson. And now back to the top of the lineup for Daryl Hernaiz. Hernaiz grounded out to shortstop on a 1-1 pitch back in the 1st. Base hit here would probably give Bowie a tie game. The shadows have stretched across the infield. First pitch in, and Hernaiz watches a called strike. First pitch changeup for the last couple of batters now after that mound visit from Olson. Got it on the upper outside corner of the zone, and the count starts out at 0-1. First and second, 2 away. And now the next pitch. Hernaiz holds back on a curveball inside. He moved just about every part of his body except for the bat. Made the right choice at the last second. Runs the count even at 1. Olson sets now once again at the waist and fires the next. Hernaiz swings and misses. He was way too far ahead of the changeup. Have not seen a fastball here in this plate appearance from Olson. I imagine he brings it out now. Try to use it on the high end. Get that swing and miss pitch. First and second, 2 away. The 1-2. There is the fastball, and it gets by the catcher. Came in too high, and the runners advance. Second wild pitch of the inning. This one pushes Welk to third base, Angulo to second. First wild pitch didn't really have an impact because Toby Welk walked on the next pitch, so it would have put Kobe Mayo to second base anyway. But it runs the count even at 2 on Hernaiz, now with tying run at third. go-ahead run in scoring position. Olsen shakes off one, and now he sets. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. An agonizing inning for Reese Olsen, despite striking out 3 batters. He threw 35 pitches. Bowie gets 1 run. They strand a tying run at third. Bottom of the second coming up. Bowie trails 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
Bottom of the second inning here at UPMC Park in Erie. Already a lengthy game. 35 pitches in the first inning for Justin Armbruster. 35 pitches in the second inning for Reese Olsen. As Armbruster looks for a cleaner frame, he opens up against Corey Joyce, the number 8 batter. First pitch in, and Joyce, he got hit. Oh, goodness. Just skimmed his elbow. Second hit by pitch and 3 batters for Armbruster after only hitting 2 batters over his first 51 innings all season. So now here's Trey Cruz. We worked hard to even just scrape across their run in the second inning, needing those 35 pitches for Olsen. Ran 3 consecutive plate appearances full, drawing a walk, getting an RBI single, but stranding 2 runners in scoring position. As Trey Cruz steps in, first pitch to him. Misses outside, and it's 1-0 to start. Cruz just in his 3rd game at AA this year, 2 for 5. Doesn't have any extra base hits, no RBI. 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, the 1-0. Misses outside again. Armbruster trying to nibble at the edges on these left-handers, not working just yet. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander sets. Here's the next to Cruz. Lifted high and deep but foul. Pulled out to the right side, and it's 2 balls and 1 strikes. Cruz was really sitting on that one clearly, but Armbruster didn't falter with the outside fastballs. Cruz had to reach out and turn on it. Couldn't get it anywhere. Now the 2-1. Fastball called for strike at the knees. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bowie trails 3-2 here in the bottom of the second inning. Armbruster needs a clean frame. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Low and away at the knees. Cruz not happy. Neither is the Seawolves dugout. And there's not really going to be anything after that, but Cruz got a couple of words in. He departs. Armbruster has his 3rd strikeout of the day. Now, we've seen some low strike calls from this umpiring crew before. Bowie had this same crew about 2 weeks ago when they played Somerset, so Bowie got used to it. First pitch to Andrew Navigato is called a strike. It's on the top half of the zone. Leadoff batter popped out to third base on the second pitch he saw in the first inning. Runner at first now with one out in the second. 0-1 pitch, and it's fouled off of Navigato's foot. Back to the screen, and the count moves to 0-2. Joyce, not a potential stolen base threat, only one steal and only one attempt this year in his 15 games. But you never know. At this time of day, with the fact that you've got the shadow that crosses over just from first to third, but sunlight behind the mound, that could throw things off. Might try for it. The 0-2, called, strike three. Breaking ball on the lower outside corner, and Navigato not as pleased. Doesn't get as many words in as Trey Cruz did. But he heads back to the dugout on Armbruster's fourth strikeout of the day. Hopefully this is the frame for Armbruster to get into groove. Because if you can believe it, Armbruster had not allowed a run in the first inning all year before the 3 runs in the first today. First pitch to Gage Workman misses down, and the count starts out at 1-0. Workman was the one to do it to him. On the 9th pitch of a plate appearance in the first inning, Workman homered out to right center field. Armbruster has not allowed a run in the second inning either this season. He rarely allows base runners in the second inning. Pickoff throw to first, just a bit late. Not too much of a zip on that throw from Armbruster. If you look at the second inning of all of Armbruster's starts this year, his whip, his walks plus hits per inning pitched, is 0.29. Next pitch, called a strike on the outside edge to Workman, and it's 1-1. So to put that in simpler terms, walks plus hits per innings pitched, if you're sitting around 0.29 like that, that's 1 out of every 3 innings you allow a base runner. That's it. The 1-1, up and away, 2 balls and a strike. Again, Armbruster needs a fast inning here. He's still within that territory, but needs to get Workman out quickly. As the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed outside, it's 2-2. If he can get him out here on this next pitch, then he still wouldn't be on a good pace for a long outing, but he would be in much better standing. And if he could get one more good inning after that, then he could catch back up to what would be a normal pace. The 2-2. Just misses up and away. High fastball. It's 3-2. Armbruster might need to try for the sinker. Because it's been those pitches at the knees that have given him the called strikes. 3-2 pitch with 2 outs, so the runner at first will jump. There he goes. Pitch home is lined out toward right field, but foul. Hit into the netting in front of the Baysox bullpen, and the count stays full. Another chance for Armbruster. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Oh, no, he got a piece and it hit off of home plate. Looked like it was going to stay in Angulo's glove, but he couldn't hold on. So Workman just barely gets a nick on it and holds on for a 8th pitch in the plate appearance. Another 3-2. This one lifted, foul to the left side. This plate appearance is playing out eerily similar to the way that the first inning PA went with Workman. Armbruster needs to make sure he does not miss the same pitch. The 3-2 here. Swinging a high fly out towards left center, but this one looks playable for Watson. He camps and makes the catch. So the inning is over. That first pitch hit by pitch is not of consequence. Was a bit of a lengthy inning for Armbruster. He's up to 53 pitches, but at least it was shorter than the first. Third inning coming up. Bowie trails 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Well, there's still only one homestand left to play at Prince George's Stadium this season. It kicks off on Tuesday, September 6th. Saturday the 10th has the final fireworks show of the year, too, so be sure you don't miss that. Head to Baysox.com for tickets. Third inning coming up here at UPMC Park. First pitch to Connor Norby is grounded to third, backhanded in fair territory by Corey Joyce. High throw to first, and it gets by. Norby's got to get back to the bag in time, but no one was backing up the throw, so he'll be able to walk back to first easily. That's going to be an error. First error for Joyce in 8 games at third base this season, and it allows Norby to reach to open the inning. Erie has not had, and it's unlike me to put it bluntly like this, but they have not had a good defense this series, and it's pretty simple to see at points, especially from the left side of the infield. Multiple errors that have turned the tides of, well, each of the first 2 games. Could turn the tide of this one as Hudson Haskins steps in. First pitch home, and Haskin watches fastball. Called for strike, it's 0-1. Haskin is normally the kind to go after a first pitch, and he's been trying to counteract that, it feels, lately. That, however, would have been a good pitch for the first half Hudson Haskin to go after. I bet you he could have done something with that. Looked to be a good fastball. Here's the 0-1, and he squares. A nice bunt, placed over toward the mound. Barehanded by Olson. He gets it to first in time. Sacrifice bunt goes 1-3. And Cesar Prieto will bat as Connor Norby advances to second base. I mean, hey, with a runner at second and only 1 out, Prieto could try and follow it up with one of his own. He was able to lay down a nice bunt single yesterday. First he had laid down since Bowie's last road trip just about 3 weeks ago. First pitch here, and he instead goes swinging. Fouls it off back to the screen. It's 0-1 to start. Prieto grounded out to second base back in the first inning. But a tying run in scoring position with 1 out here in the third. Here's the 0-1, and Prieto swings and misses on a high fastball. I remember reading Keith Law's book a while back, Smart Baseball, and he was talking about his disdain for the sacrifice bunt. And there was a lot of math that went into it. But the simple cut was, in a routine sample, if you have a runner at first with no one out, as the 0-2 pitch to Prieto is fouled off to the left side, count stays. If you have a runner at first with no one out, you are anticipated to score a run X% of the time. If you have a runner at second with 1 out, you're anticipated to score a run X% of the time. I don't recall the actual percentages, but the runner at first with no one out was actually more advantageous. The 0-2 to Prieto bounces in, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And that's, of course, very counter to what traditional strategy dictates in baseball, and almost what the eye test dictates in baseball, because you've got a runner at second. That's much closer. A base hit could drive him in. A base hit doesn't normally drive in a runner from first. Here's the 1-2. Prieto bounces it foul to the first base side. Count stays. But even if it does counter to traditional strategy in baseball, it's still just basic math. Ran off of constant
scenarios that have seen the same thing across the hundreds of thousands of baseball games that have been played in history. And for that simple fact, Bowie actually hasn't laid down too many sacrifice bunts this year. Cesar Prieto has been the only one that tries to lay down bunts, and he usually turns it into a single. The 1-2 pitch here, and he swings and misses. Low changeup, 5th strikeout for Reese Olson. And now 2 away for Kobe Mayo. Mayo single deep in the hole at short back in the 2nd inning. He scored a run for Bowie. He could really use a base hit here. As Olson sets, fires the first in, and Mayo watches fastball skim too far outside at 94. It's 1-0 to start. Well, we're at that time of the night where the sun has moved at an angle to split the buildings in downtown Erie and shine one strip of light on the ballpark right across the pitcher's mound, the rest in shade. The 1-0, Mayo tried to hold back on a pitch inside, but it's called for strike anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. A ball and a strike now. Runner at second, 2 away here in the top of the 3rd as Bowie trails 3-2. Olson sets, doesn't even look at the runner, the 1-1. Slider down and away with another check swing, but Mayo held off. And Norby steals 3rd. Dingler wasn't looking. He threw it a little bit too far to second base, and Norby just swiped the bag. After the appeal went through, Dingler had thrown it back to the mound, and he missed. As the count goes to 2-1, Norby picks up his 9th steal of the season. Heads up base running, as Olson has not been paying him any attention. The 2-1, and Mayo fouls it off to the right side. It's 2-2. Bowie needs to make this work now. They stranded a tying run at 3rd in the last inning. They've been the team to strand runners on base more than anyone in the league this year. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mayo. And the pitch home. Swings and misses. Bowie gets a leadoff runner once again. They move him to 3rd, and they strand him. That's been a story told too many times from the Bowie Baysox this year. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. Bowie trails 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service, and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
It's not baseball season without fireworks, and you can always count on the biggest and best at Prince George's Stadium. There's no better way to cap off a fun evening at the ballpark than a spectacular fireworks show. And the Baysox have got you covered this season with 16 different shows to choose from. So get your tickets now at Baysox.com. Only one fireworks show left in 2022. It's Saturday, September 10th, when the Richmond Flying Squirrels come to town. First pitch is at 6:35. Hope to see you there.
Bottom of the 3rd inning here at UPMC Park in Erie. Still a 3-2 Seawolves lead. As Justin Armbruster is back to work, faces Parker Meadows to start. First pitch. Called a strike, a fastball at the knees, and it's 0-1. After Meadows, Quincy Naporti and Dane Myers to bat. Meadows walked and stole second base back in the 1st inning. Steal was unnecessary. He came on a home run, 0-1 pitch. Called a strike again at the knees. Armbruster working that low fastball to his benefit with the way that the zone is being called. Quickly 0-2. Armbruster needed 19 pitches in the second inning. He fires the 0-2 here, and it's swung on and fouled. Just a piece back to the screen. Count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. 19 pitches in the second was fine, especially compared to the 35 pitches in the first, which is why he really needs at least one of these next 2 innings to just go right through. The 0-2 here is popped up foul. Third base side out of play. Count stays. But there have been too many plate appearances like the way that this one is brewing, in which Armbruster might be able to work ahead to a 2-strike count. 0-2, 1-2, maybe even 2-2, but then he's stuck. Another 0-2. Outside. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Drew Rahm ran into the same problem a ton with Bowie before he got promoted. His last start with the Baysox, or his last appearance, I should say, with the Baysox against Akron was very much that way. The 1-2, fouled off. The ball gets behind home plate, and the count stays. This is exactly how it's gone. Remember, Rahm needed around 70 pitches in just 3 innings against Akron in that last appearance. And Armbruster is at 60 now. The 1-2 is fouled off to the right side, a bouncing ball. 7 pitches in this opening plate appearance, as Meadows has fouled off 4 of them. Another 1-2, and another foul. Oh, this is not too helpful for Armbruster to even get to the 5th inning at this rate. Can't imagine he's going to at 62 pitches with only 6 outs recorded. Another 1-2. Meadows takes a half swing and he couldn't hold off. Low curve ball and he's down on strikes. 5th strikeout for Armbruster. And now here's Quincy Naporti. But that plate appearance, 9 pitches long, already eliminated the opportunity for Armbruster to have a quick frame. Unless he gets a first pitch out for Naporti and Myers, which I don't necessarily see happening. Here's the first pitch to Naporti, and it's called a strike. In at the knees, it's 0-1. Erie has not really been attacking the first pitch much at all. And that was because it was a first pitch ball to the first 4 batters. Next pitch to Naporti is floated foul left side, and it gets out of play. Run it to 0-2. Yeah, first 4 batters all had a first pitch ball, and then pretty much after that, Armbruster has not even had an attempt at the first pitch from any of these opposing batters. The 0-2 to Naporti. Popped up on the infield, right side, now out towards shallow right. Haskin ranging and makes the catch. Out toward the foul line, and there's 2 away. Fortunately, a faster frame. And now here's Dane Myers, who had the go-ahead 2-run home run back in the first inning. And at this point, that's the critical plate appearance in this game as Bowie trails 3-2. Myers hit it on a full count, which has been pretty rare. First pitch. This is inside. And the count starts out at 1-0. As a matter of fact, Myers did not have a home run on a full count all season out of his first 22. Armbruster had not allowed a home run on a full count all season. The 1-0 pitch here is swung on and missed. Down and away, it's 1-1. If he can at least get a perfect inning here, that would make things easier, even if the inning isn't that fast. The 1-1 pitch on its way is fouled off to the right side, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Because as Bowie trails 3-2, they're at least threatening with base runners. Erie hasn't really threatened after Myers' home run in the first. Next offering is popped up again, but gets out of play, foul to the right side. So the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. The pitch count still rising. That was the 70th for Justin Armbruster. Another 1-2. Popped him up foul again. This one potentially for Angulo in front of the dugout, and he can't catch it. He tried to just toss the glove under, and he never even lost the mask. Kept the mask on the entire time, and it just fell off in front of his glove. Would have ended the inning. I don't believe it hit his glove, so it most likely won't be ruled a missed catch error. But Angulo still had plenty of opportunity to make that catch. He just didn't. So now Armbruster has to try again. Another 1-2 pitch. Swinging a high fly out towards center. Watson backtracking slightly, but he stops. He camps and catches. 3 up, 3 down inning for Justin Armbruster. Still handle more pitches. He's up to 72 on the day. That inning took 18 pitches. We go to the 4th. Bowie trails 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional, organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom-tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Advanced care is around the corner at Patient First. Urgent care that's open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. No appointment needed. Learn more at patientfirst.com. We are on to the 4th inning here at UPMC Park. It has been a lengthy game so far. Despite Bowie only trailing 3-2, we've seen a combined 133 pitches thrown between the two starters. As Toby Welk digs in, first pitch from Reese Olson is a breaking ball for a called strike. On the inside edge, it's 0-1. Olson is already up to 6 strikeouts so far against his first 9 outs. The 0-1 pitch to Welk is a half swing and he got a piece. High fastball that he didn't mean to. Skims back to the screen and it goes to 0-2 on that foul. Welk walked in the 2nd inning. He was a tying run that found its way to 3rd, but he was left stranded. Bowie has left a tying run at 3rd in back-to-back innings. Now the 0-2 pitch. Welk watches high fastball. It's a ball and 2 strikes. After Welk, Zach Watson will bat. And then Andres Angulo after that. Olson fires the 1-2, and it's popped up. Behind home plate, Dingler doesn't even give it a look. It gets out of play, and the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. The sun is mostly receded back behind the buildings of downtown Erie. Don't have really any sunlight left on the field. The 1-2, another high fastball. Olson is really trying to rely on that, especially when he's ahead in the count on 2 strikes. And Bowie's just not really biting. The 2-2. Welk hammers it out to deep center field. Meadows is running back, but looks to have a beat. Backing up on the warning track, he makes the catch. Welk needed probably about 10 more feet on that one. And it's the first time that Bowie hasn't gotten the leadoff batter on base since the 1st inning. So now here's Zach Watson. Watson struck out swinging back in the 2nd. They put a decent shift on for the right-handed hitter. First pitch here. And he swings and misses. Breaking ball down and inside. It's 0-1. Olson has not used the first pitch fastball. I don't think on any of the batters he's faced here on his 2nd trip through the lineup. Here's the next to Watson. Another swing and a miss. Slider outside. It's 0-2. Bowie trails 3-2 here in the top of the 4th inning, but they've had to fight just to get base runners. 35-pitch 2nd inning for Reese Olson that saw Bowie score just 1 run on an infield single, a walk, and another single. Now the 0-2 to Watson. A flinch on a slider down and away. He held off easily. It's a ball and 2 strikes. And then Bowie got a leadoff runner in the 3rd thanks to an error. He used a sacrifice bunt to push him to 2nd. Runner stole 3rd, and then 2 strikeouts stranded in there. Here's the 1-2. Watson watches it skip in again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Olson is up to 150 on the season. He is actually making a potential run. Could happen today, all depends. Of setting an Erie Seawolves franchise record. Could strike out more batters than anyone else in a single season. Again, just all depends. He needs 4 more, I believe. The 2-2, called strike 3. Fastball on the inside edge. Watson not happy about it. Home plate umpire doesn't give him any response. 7th strikeout for Reese Olson. He needs 3 more to break the record. And now here's Andres Angulo. Angulo's RBI single in the 2nd inning was Bowie's last base hit. As we sit here in the 4th, first pitch to Angulo is a high strike. There's that first pitch fastball we're seeing. Hadn't seen it for quite some time, but now it starts out at 0-1 on Angulo. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Angulo watches slider miss away. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike now. It looks like Bowie has a right-hander warming in their bullpen, so Justin Armbruster is going to be done after 3 innings. The 1-1 pitch is a bouncing ball, foul, hit off of Angulo's foot, rolled over to the 3rd base side. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. That's Noah Denoyer warming in the bullpen for Bowie. So he'll take over the next half inning for the Baysox, and fortunately, he can get some long relief out of him if he pitches well, 4, maybe even 5 innings. Base is empty, 2 away, as Bowie trails by 1. Olson holds, fires the 1-2 to Angulo, and it's called strike 3. High fastball, Olson strikes out 2 more in a perfect 4th inning. We go to the bottom of the frame. Bowie trails 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
We're on to the bottom of the 4th here at UPMC Park in Erie as the Baysox trail 3-2. Bowie is already dipping into their bullpen. It was not a speedy kind of night for Justin Armbruster. Fortunately for him, all of the trouble was isolated to just the 1st inning, but that 1st inning has so far still been the difference maker in this game. Gave up 2 home runs, including a 2-run blast to Dane Myers. Armbruster finishes with just 3 innings, which is a season's low in a start for Armbruster here with Erie, or with Bowie rather. He made a 2 2/3 innings appearance in relief as Noah Denoyer takes over. First pitch to Dylan Dingler misses up and in. It's 1-0. Armbruster 3 innings. He gave up only 2 hits, but 3 runs all earned. Next pitch to Dingler is called a strike on the outside edge. It's 1-1. Armbruster did strike out 5 batters and walked only 1, but the walks have burned Bowie as the next pitch is a line drive right to short and scooped by Daryl Hernaiz. He got it with a smart lean over to his right side and picked it up at the knee. Line out starts the 4th, and now here comes Bryant Packard. Now, Armbruster allowed 2 home runs. First time all season with Bowie. I keep switching those. You got the IE at the end there. First time all season with Bowie that Armbruster had allowed multiple home runs in an outing. As Denoyer takes over, first pitch to Brian Packard is poked to short. Couple of bounces, scooped behind the bag by Hernaiz, and a good BB to first base beats out Packard. 6-3 put out, and Denoyer is off to a quick little run. Noah Denoyer, 6'5", 225-pound right-hander, native of Tracy, California. Minor league free agent, signed in 2019, non-drafted out of San Joaquin Delta College, same school as Dean Kramer. Well, on the season for Bowie, Denoyer has made 12 appearances, gone 0-2, but with a 2.66 ERA in 44 innings. Plenty of starting experience for him. As the first pitch here to Corey Joyce misses down. Fastball starts the count out at 1-0. Denoyer has 58 strikeouts against just 10 walks. He has allowed 7 home runs this year. This is his second appearance in relief after returning from a decent stint on the injured list, the 1-0. Misses up and inside, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes on Joyce, who got hit by the first pitch he saw back in the second inning. Yeah, after 2 rehab appearances, one at the FCL, one at High A, as the 2-0 was called a strike on the inner edge. It's 2-1. Denoyer came in for 3 innings against Altoona back on the 25th, a game that Bowie had run away with. But he did allow Altoona to get closer when he missed a pitch to Nick Gonzalez. The 2-1 pitch to Joyce here misses down, and it's 3-1. Yeah, Gonzalez slugged a 3-run home run against Denoyer, but Bowie still won the game 11-8. Now the 3-1. Joyce, did he get hit by it? It hit the umpire. Angulo wasn't able to catch it as he flinched on an inside breaking ball. I think it missed everyone except the glove of Angulo and the actual umpire. Jae Young Kim has kind of peeled back from behind home plate, and he was bent over just a tad. But now he's upright, hands on hips. Now he's bending back over a little bit as his other 2 umpires and the Seawolves athletic trainer, Chris Vick, are coming out. They're going to see how he's doing. Yeah, that's never fun. And look, I've criticized umpires plenty. I've tried to make sure that my criticisms are fair and mostly based on what I might be able to get from the electronic readouts or just based on my experience. But umpiring is a hard job, and these days you don't get that much protection because we're not back in the old days where, or maybe back in Little League, where the umpire has that giant padded rectangle that they just hold in front of them with some arm loops. No, they're just out there embracing the elements with only the catcher in front of them to try and save them. But it looks like Joyce is going to be given first base. They're saying he got hit by the pitch. So Joyce is aboard, and Trey Cruz will step into bat. Joyce has been hit twice now. But yeah, they're giving the home plate umpire an opportunity to catch his breath. Or wait, no. Are they saying that he fouled the ball off? It looked to be that the way the umpire had signaled is that he was pointing to first base, that Joyce was hit by the pitch. He waved his arms, indicating dead ball, and then pointed to first base. But now it appears he's saying that it got the knob of the bat. Well, that's an interesting turn. They're saying it's a foul ball, and Joyce is going to have to step back in on a full count after thinking he'd gotten first base. In all honesty, I thought that pitch was at least inside enough if it didn't hit him that it would have been ball 4. I didn't even think it hit him. But it's going to run the count full, and of course, through all of that dead time, Joyce had taken off all of his batting equipment, so his gloves, his elbow protectors, and all of that. So he has to put all of that back on now, and they're giving him time to do so. And now Joyce is going to get back into the box with a full count. So a chance for Denoyer in a perfect inning. See if he can get it now with a little bit of reset. Bases empty, 2 away here in the 4th. The 3-2. That one bounces in well, so a lot of effort just spent for the same outcome. Joyce is at first. First walk by Denoyer, second overall for Bowie pitching. And now here's switch hitter Trey Cruz. Bowie trails 3-2 in the bottom of the 4th. And again, hopefully they can get some lengthy relief out of Noah Denoyer. And with the way that they've attacked Reese Olson today, they might not need to see him past the 5th inning. First pitch to Cruz. Fastball just misses down and inside. Looked like it could have gone. 1-0 to start. Cruz struck out looking back in the 2nd inning on a 2-2 offering. Here's the next. Bouncing ball, poked over towards second, nearly hits the runner, but it's picked by Connor Norby and sent to first base. An easy put out to end the frame. 2-out walk left stranded, and as we move to the 5th, Bowie trails 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you're working in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area as a pipe fitter, pipe welder, or HVAC service technician, and you're interested in a better life, a better means to provide for yourself and your family, a way to make sure that you're earning the highest wages and the best benefits in our industry. Visit our website at steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org, and let's talk about what we can do to help change your life.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Hey, coffee lovers. Know where you'll find the world's freshest cup of coffee? Right here at Royal Farms. Because with our new brewing system, it takes less than a minute to go from selecting the kind of coffee you want to this. Ah, the freshest, most flavorful cup of coffee you can buy is at Royal Farms. So try one. It'll be love at first sip. Because it's the freshest coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast, Royal Farms.
Top of the 5th here in Erie, a 3-2 ball game. Baysox trying to come back as Reese Olson is back to work. First pitch to Andrew Dashbach is checked on. Slider misses outside, and the count starts out at 1-0. Reese Olson is still dealing. That was his 77th pitch as he just starts his 5th inning. Could be a big one for Bowie as the 1-0 pitch is bounced high to third, and it eats up Joyce a little bit, but he's able to recover it on the bounce from his wrist. Barehanded it in the air and fires to first in time. 5-3 put out, and there's one away. But now Olson is going to embark on his 3rd trip through the lineup here in the 5th inning after already throwing near 80 pitches. And this is probably going to be Bowie's best chance against the starting pitcher today, but of course they did have very good chances in the 2nd and the 3rd inning that they squandered. As Hernaiz digs in, first pitch, misses down and away. A fastball starts the count out at 1-0. Hernaiz is 0 for 2. Yeah, Bowie had runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 2nd inning, including a runner at 2nd with only 1 out, and they didn't score any of them. As the 1-0 pitch, misses inside, fastball sets it to 2-0. Bowie got a runner to 2nd base with only 1 out in the 3rd. He stole 3rd base with 2 outs, but was left stranded. Here's the 2-0 offering, and Hernaiz lifts it out toward deep right center field. Meadows is running back and stopping in front of the warning track. He makes the catch. He put a good charge into it, but still not deep enough. Quickly 2 away. Bowie does not have a base hit since Andres Angulo singled to drive in a run in the second inning. If it weren't for the Connor Norby error, Bowie would have been going down 10 in a row at this point. But now here's Norby. He's reached twice, had the solo home run in the first inning. It gave Bowie the 1-0 lead. Reached on that error in the third. First pitch here, and a fastball misses down and away. Again, this is where Bowie needs to make up their ground because Olsen is starting to miss some of these first pitches. First pitch ball to each of the first 3 batters of this frame. Here's the 1-0. Norby watches off speed, called for strike in the top half. It's 1-1. Norby had a great August. 339 average with a 1066 OPS. Really brought him up to quality numbers overall. The 1-1 is a check swing, and he went. Pitch in the dirt. The home plate umpire calls him up on it, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. With the bases empty, 2 outs. Bowie trailing by 1. 1-2 pitch. Norby bounces it back to the mound. Olsen gloves it, jogs to first, and underhands for the out. Bowie's gone 3 full innings without a base hit. Halfway home. They trail 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
Thank you, as always, for stopping by this evening as we move on to the bottom of the 5th inning here at UPMC Park. Matt Sabatis with you from Erie, Pennsylvania. Bowie trails 3-2. Noah Denoyer is off to a good start here in his relief appearance. Didn't let a ball out of the infield, did walk a batter, but worked scoreless, and he starts the 5th with the top of the lineup. First pitch to Andrew Navigado is called a strike. Changeup hits the top half of the zone. It's 0-1 to open. Navigado is 0 for 2, struck out looking on an 0-2 pitch back in the second inning. As the next offering is in the zone again. Slider moves its way back in front, and the count's quickly 0-2. After Navigado, it'll be Gage Workman and then Parker Meadows to bat. 0-2 pitch from Denoyer. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Breaking ball in the dirt. It's barehanded by Angulo, and an easy toss to first beats the runner. First strikeout for Noah Denoyer, 6th overall for Baysox pitching, and there's one gone here to start the 5th. And again, Bowie needs to get it done on both sides of the ball right now, and they've been getting it done from the staff. After that 2-run home run by Dane Myers, Erie does not have a base hit. They have gotten 3 base runners, 2 hit by pitches, and a walk. First pitch to Gage Workman is popped foul out of play left side. It's 0-1 to start, but on the inverse, well, Bowie's pitching is doing the exact same thing. Since Andres Angulo's RBI single in the second, Bowie doesn't have a hit. Here's the 0-1. Workman takes a half swing and a ball in the dirt. They appeal on it, and the third base umpire says he went. That one hit so low when it ricocheted off of Andres Angulo's glove, it went flying into the air before settling on the net and back against the screen. It's 0-2. The next pitch. Breaking ball too far outside. Tried to get the chase, but couldn't, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Bases empty, 1 away. Bowie trails by still just 1. The 1-2 pitch. Workman swings and misses on a low and away fastball. Second strikeout for Noah Denoyer, 7th overall for Baysox pitching. This is what we've been missing from Denoyer since he went on the injured list back in late July. He had some of the best strikeout stuff that Bowie had seen back when he debuted against Reading in May. I've always loved his quick approach to the plate, but we've got time called. And did a ball get into the field of play? The umpires have stopped something over in left field. I think Erie might have someone warming in the bullpen, and a ball might have gotten loose. But we wait for the first pitch. Here it comes to Meadows. Called a strike. Fastball skims the upper outside corner of the zone. Denoyer is locating right now. 0-1 to start. Meadows walked in a full count and scored in the first inning. Next pitch, down and away. It's a ball and a strike now. Meadows struck out swinging back in the third. Here's the 1-1. Just under the knees, low fastball as Denoyer tried to locate. We'd seen some of these low pitches called for strikes today and the last time from this home plate umpire, but I suppose that one might have just missed a little too low. The 2-1 pitch definitely misses too low. Curveball was well under the knees, and it's 3-1. First 3-ball count that Denoyer has worked since walking Corey Joyce in the 4th. Snap set, the 3-1 from Denoyer is swung on and missed down. Run it full. Denoyer sets. He's always fast to deliver. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Another curveball down, and Denoyer strikes out the side here in the 5th. We're on to the 6th. Let's see if Bowie can take some momentum from this as they trail 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
It's not baseball season without fireworks, and you can always count on the biggest and best at Prince George's Stadium. There's no better way to cap off a fun evening at the ballpark than a spectacular fireworks show. And the Baysox have got you covered this season with 16 different shows to choose from. So get your tickets now at Baysox.com. Only one fireworks show left in 2022. It's Saturday, September 10th, when the Richmond Flying Squirrels come to town. First pitch is at 6:35. Hope to see you there.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
On to the 6th inning here at UPMC Park as the Baysox trail 3-2. Hudson Haskin leads off. The first pitch to him is a high fastball that misses. 1-0 to start. 85 pitches from Reese Olson, and they're sending him back out for the 6th. He only needed 9 for a perfect 5th. The 1-0 pitch. Haskin watches high breaking ball called for strike. That one looked to be around the same height as the fastball. But it runs the count even at a ball and a strike as Bowie trails by 1. Haskin, Prieto, and Mayo will bat as the 1-1 pitch is popped foul out of play right side. It's 1-2. Haskin had a solo home run against Olson the last time he saw him. That was back at Prince George's Stadium in June. Could really use one right now on his third attack against him. Haskin 0 for 1. A strikeout. He laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the third. The 1-2 pitch here And Haskin watches a called strike 3. Curveball on the inside edge, and Olson strikes out his 9th batter. He's retired 10 consecutive Baysox batters. This game is most likely going to come down to which bullpen is most effective. But that's going to rely on Bowie attacking and getting something across to try and come from behind. At this rate, they might not be able to, as Cesar Prieto steps in. First pitch home. Prieto squares and bunts it in the air out of play. He didn't get the square down fast enough. As that fastball came in at 94 outside, it's 0-1 to start. Prieto is, of course, the best bunter on the team, but he definitely wasn't as set to surprise that one. He normally doesn't show it, but still, the 0-1 pitch. High fastball misses, and it's a ball and a strike. Prieto has always been the best bunter, and he never shows it on that first pitch. He'll bring it out once the delivery is coming, but he still didn't get it out fast enough there. The 1-1 fouled off. Breaking ball bounced off of the plate and back to the screen as the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. As Bowie trails 3-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. All 5 runs in this game scored in just the first 3 half innings. Here's the 1-2 to Prieto, swinging a foul off of home. Well too far ahead of a curveball down, Prieto was able to slow his swing up just enough to get something of it. Now, the question is now, again, since we can't see it, does Erie have anyone warming in their bullpen? As Olson is at 93 pitches. If someone gets on base, I imagine they might get someone up. But at his rate, they might not need to bother. The 1-2, and Prieto fouls it off again. At least this is what Prieto is best at. If he can run up this plate appearance long enough, and Erie hasn't gotten anyone up and moving in their bullpen, which at first glance, I don't think I'm actually seeing. Maybe that could really hurt Olson. The 1-2, high fly ball, foul ball, left field. Looked like a good crack by Prieto, but it was just a little bit too early. So we wait on another 1-2. Here it comes. And Prieto pokes it out towards second, deep in the hole. Diving grab by Navigado, uprights and sidearms to first. An incredible play. Bowie is not getting any chances today. Star that one in your scorecard. Got to at least be impressed by it, but that's 11 consecutive batters retired by Reese Olson. So 2 away, here's Kobe Mayo. Mayo 1 for 2 on the day, and the first pitch here is a high fastball that misses. 1-0 to start. And like many of Bowie's losses this season, well, again, this isn't a loss. They trail 3-2. It's still only the 6th. The 1-0. Mayo watches a called strike on the inside edge. It's 1-1. In many of Bowie's losses, especially the 1-run losses, they had their chances. Many chances. And Bowie missed out on them with runners at third in the 2nd and 3rd as the next pitch to Mayo bounces in. It's 2 balls and a strike. Bowie had runner in scoring position, tying run in scoring position with only 1 out in the 2nd. And they didn't do anything with it. Here's the 2-1. Mayo fouls it off to the third base side. It's even at 2. And after they add that tying run at second base, they never got it really that good for the rest of the night. They haven't had a base hit since they got that tying run to second base. Mild shift on with the bases empty and 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. The 2-2 to Mayo. High fastball still misses, and it runs full. Well, Olson is still dancing with that high fastball for a put-down pitch, and Bowie has at least been laying off of it. You can understand why it might work for Mayo. He's a tall drink of water, but still. Now the payoff. Mayo bounces it out towards short. Very slow roller. Workman gloves low. He fires and gets it there. Well, now the Erie infield suddenly knows how to play after committing 5 errors over the first 20 innings of this series. They're making plays left and right. 12 consecutive batters retired by Reese Olson. Bottom of the 6th coming up, Bowie trails 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
Bottom of the 6th in Erie. Baysox still trailing by just 1. Noah Denoyer hoping for a similar 6th inning as he had the 5th inning. First pitch to Quincy Naporti is bounced to third but foul. Got past Cesar Pareto, who still tried to backhand it, but it's 0-1 to start. At least a good start there. Noah Denoyer struck out the side in the 5th inning. He did work it full on Parker Meadows before getting him to swing and miss. Other than that, though, he didn't even have a 2-ball count on anything. As Naporti will bat, then Dane Myers and Dylan Dingler. Naporti 0 for 2 with a fly out to right field back in the 3rd inning. He struck out in the 1st. Erie still riding their 3-run first inning, their 2 home runs. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, off speed outside, and it's 0-2. Yeah, Justin Armbruster just flatly did not have his best command this evening, in which he threw 72 pitches, 48 for strikes. 0-2, bounced to third again, but still foul. It was a good strike rate for Armbruster following the 1st inning, but that 1st inning was just where he ran into so many problems. He did 35 pitches before finally getting out of it. The 0-2 to Naporti. Lifted out toward right field, not deep. Haskin hovers to his right and now makes the catch. Naporti not too pleased, slammed his bat down, and there's one gone for Dane Myers. Denoyer's riding a pretty routine strike rate in terms of his work. 29 pitches, 19 for strikes. But now Myers, who had the 2-run home run back in the 1st inning, at this point still the difference maker in this game. First pitch, and he squares, but bunts it foul. Back behind the screen. And the count starts out at 0-1. Myers flew out to center field back in the 3rd. Here's the next. Raking ball inside. And the count moves to a ball and a strike now. As Bowie trails 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Next pitch in from Denoyer is called a strike. Fastball locates well on the inside edge, and Myers doesn't agree with it. He tries his best to not even look at the umpire while shaking his head out towards center field. Doesn't want to offend. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off, back to the screen. High fastball, and the count stays. Denoyer has always got that fast run. Does not waste time. From the time he's holding ball on thigh as well as glove, between that and the delivery, as the 1-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Fastball down and inside. 4th strikeout for Noah Denoyer. 9th overall for Baysox pitching. Here's Dylan Dingler. From the time Denoyer comes set to when the ball leaves his hand, more often than not, it's less than 2 seconds. It's probably around 1 second. He sets and he fires. First pitch to Dylan Dingler, misses high, and it's 1-0 to start. When I just said that right there, he sets and he fires. That was real time. He sets again and he fires again. The 1-0 is fouled off to the right side. It's 1-1. Dingler is 0 for 1 on the day. Got hit by a pitch in the first inning. Didn't get past first base. He lined out softly to short back in the fourth. It was a low grab picked up by Hernaiz. 1-1 offering. And it's popped up in on the handle to the left side of the infield. Hernaiz makes the call and the catch. The inning is over. Another perfect frame for Noah Denoyer. He's retired 7 consecutive batters. That's what Bowie needs right now. As we move to the 7th, they still trail 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com. Of course, here, the football night coming up at Prince George's Stadium. And don't forget, there's still plenty more to talk about over the final homestand of the regular season, as well as Fan Appreciation Day on Sunday the 11th. There's going to be a t-shirt giveaway for the first 500 fans ages 13 and up, as well as playing catch on the field prior to the game. So there's a lot to look forward to next week, Sunday the 11th, for that catch on the field, too. Go to Baysox.com to get your tickets. As we move on to the 7th inning here at UPMC Park in Erie, the Baysox need the offense to get going. Fortunately for them, Reese Olson is done. It was a quality start for Olson, and he's in line for a win. 6 innings for the right-hander, 3 hits and 2 runs. He struck out 9, walked only 1. One of the runs came on a solo home run by Connor Norby. As Toby Welk will bat against Yaya Shentu. First pitch. It's called a strike. On the inside edge, it's 0-1. Shentu, a 5'9", 170-pound, 25-year-old right-hander from Ocoee, Florida. 36th round draft selection in 2018 by Detroit. Fires the 0-1 pitch, and Welk watches down and away. It's a ball and a strike. After Welk, Zach Watson and Andres Angulo will bat. Shentu holds quite some time. Finally, the 1-1 pitch, and Welk bounces it hard to short, backhanded and off Workman's glove. Sneaks into left field for a error. At the very least, Welk will reach. And they instantly rule that an error on Workman. Already his 16th this season, and he has had constant troubles over the course of this series with making plays there in the 6 hole. But Bowie has the leadoff batter on base for the first time since the 3rd inning. 3rd time in the game. It's their first base runner since Connor Norby led off that 3rd with an error. So here's Zach Watson. First pitch in from Shentoof, and Watson fouls it off to the right side. It's 0-1. Watson 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 42 appearances for Shentoof. This is his 43rd, most on the team, with a 4-2 record, a 3.04 ERA, 50 1/3 innings, 62 strikeouts, 15 walks. He's allowed 6 home runs.
The 0-1 pitch, and Watson fouls it off to the right side again. 0-2. Shentuv has blown 4 saves this season. And at the moment, this is considered a save opportunity, but I doubt among all doubts that Shentuv finishes out this game. He's not a 3-inning pitcher. Here's the 0-2. Watson takes a check on a high fastball, but he held off. A ball and 2 strikes here. Tying run at first. Still no one out here in the top of the 7th. But they can bring in that run, but they really need base hits to start going on their run. The 1-2 pitch. Watson gets a piece. High fastball sent back to the screen, and the count stays. Bowie only has 3 hits today. Erie only has 2. They both came in the first inning. The 2 home runs. That was it. But Bowie only has their 3 hits over the first 2 innings. Connor Norby's solo home run, Kobe Mayo's infield single, and Andres Angulo's RBI single. Shentuv sets at the waist. Fires the 1-2, and Watson watches slider miss down and away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Second appearance of this series for Shentuv. He fired a perfect 7th inning on Tuesday, back when the game was tied at 5. Struck out a batter and induced 2 groundouts. Here's the 2-2. Watson pops it up. Shallow center. Shortstop Workman camps and makes the catch. So 1 away. He still hasn't had a base hit since the 2nd. And now here's Andres Angulo, who had the last Bowie base hit. Fortunately for Bowie, it was an interesting enough decision for Erie to use as many relief pitchers as they did yesterday. They dug into their bullpen 6 times. After Brant Herter was only able to finish 2 innings, wasn't able to get an out in the 3rd. They never went to a position player, which is understandable. We don't need to see more of that in the game, as the first pitch to Angulo is floated out toward right field, falling and caught by the second baseman. Andrew Navigato was shifted the other way and had to cover a massive amount of ground and still made the catch. Bowie just can't catch a break. Already 2 away. Bowie cannot catch a break. So 2 away for Andrew Dashbach. But Erie used 6 relievers in yesterday's game. Now, granted, not all of them spent too much time out there. Matter of fact, only 2 of them threw more than 1 inning. But they all came out, and they were all used. And Erie used 3 relievers on Tuesday's game as well. First pitch to Dashbach is swung on and missed high. Fastball starts the count out at 0-1. So Bowie really needs to make the most against the relievers that they're going to see for the remainder of the week, because Erie doesn't have the best relief staff. They've blown a handful of games, just like Bowie has, as the 0-1 pitch misses down and away. It's a ball and a strike, but one of the main differences being is that Bowie blew a lot of their games in the first half. Their bullpen has been much stronger in the second half. While they have shown a couple of cracks lately, Erie has shown more of their cracks here in the second half, and they've blown some big games. The 1-1 pitch. Line drive out toward deep right center field. Packard's running back. He's at the wall, and it's over his head. Bounces off the wall. This could tie the game. Does Welk get the wave around? He does. The relay throw is on its way, and it beats him. Tying run thrown out at home. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Bowie trails 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
Just wrapping up the 7th inning stretch here at UPMC Park in Erie. Baysox had their best chance all night to tie the game, but a tying run thrown out at home on a 2-out double ruined that opportunity. First Bowie base hit since the 2nd inning, and they still can't get much out of it. Bottom of the frame coming up, fortunately enough for Bowie, Noah Denoyer is on a great run. 3 innings of scoreless work with only 1 walk out of the bullpen in long relief. He'll face Bryant Packard here to start the 7th. Packard is 0 for 2. First pitch. And the left-hander lifts it out toward deep center field. Watson's running back. He's at the warning track, but he's there. Probably about 10 feet shy on that one. Watson had pretty much his entire back to the infield. Really made it look as if that one was going to carry further, but fortunately he saw it and just went to the camping spot before settling to make the catch. So 1 up, 1 down. Here's Corey Joyce. He's the only batter to reach base against Noah Denoyer tonight. And Denoyer, not to mention, is having a pretty efficient night in relief. 38 pitches for these 10 outs recorded. First pitch into Joyce is a breaking ball. Called for strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. So Bowie's only got 6 outs to work with now offensively. And they finally got their first base hit since the 2nd, and it still didn't do much. The 0-1. Called a strike on the lower inside corner. That one may be a bit questionable. Looked to be a little bit low. Denoyer will take it, even if it might not have been the right call. The 0-2. That one well down and inside, an easier call. It's a ball and 2 strikes now on Joyce. After Joyce, it goes back to the switch hitter for Trey Cruz. Bowie trails 3-2 in the 7th. The 1-2. Curveball, that one was over the head of Joyce. He didn't really flinch on it, though. Just kind of lowered his head. Keep his skull safe and run the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bases empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Been a game dictated by pitching. As the 2-2 pitch is lined foul up the third base side. Count stays. But to have a game dictated by pitching the way it has been, just makes that first inning that Justin Armbruster threw all the more wrenching. As the 2-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Off-speed pitch up and away. Denoyer strikes out his 5th batter. 10 punch-outs for Baysox pitching, and there's 2 away here in the 7th. That first inning for Denoyer, just everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Too many full counts. Backed into too many walls, allowing 2 home runs. As the first pitch to Trey Cruz is called a strike on the outside edge, it's 0-1. 35 total pitches for Armbruster in that first inning. And at this point, that's still the decider of this game. The 0-1 pitch misses outside. It's a ball and a strike. And it's a shame that that's the decider of this game because Noah Denoyer is doing everything that he can. The 1-1 is outside again, and it's 2 balls and a strike on Cruz, who's 0 for 2. Cruz grounded out to second base his last time up. He struck out looking back in the 2nd inning. 2-1 pitch. Floated out toward left but foul. This one will slice out of play. Not too much of a chase given, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Bowie trails 3-2. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Denoyer already ready. Waits for the batter. Quickly sets, steps, fires. 2-2 pitch, bounces in, and it's full. And Denoyer always so fast. Holds the glove and ball on his front 2 thighs, 1 on each side. When he brings them together, he'll take a half step forward, then kick it high and fire, all within a span of about a second. The 3-2 pitch is called strike 3. Got him with a curveball in the lower outside corner. Denoyer racks up his 6th strikeout. He's retired 10 in a row on 4 hitless innings of relief. On to the 8th inning. Bowie needs the offense to back him up. They trail 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
Now, fans, don't forget about our friends at On the Green Incorporated. They're celebrating 25 years of providing custom lawn care and pest control programs. They can guarantee strong results for your residential or commercial lawns, whether you've got issues with lawn care or pest control. If you mention that you heard about them on the Baysox broadcast, you'll get a discount on your first service. Enjoy the outdoors this summer with what remains of the summer with On the Green Ink. Go to onthegreenink.com or call 410-695-0444. On to the 8th inning at UPMC Park. Top of the lineup to bat for Bowie as they trail 3-2. First pitch to Daryl Hernaiz is a called strike. Fastball in the upper inside corner. It's 0-1. Erie makes another pitching change as Brendan White comes out of the bullpen, replacing Yaya Shentuf. Second reliever tonight for the Seawolves. Fires the 0-1, and it's down and inside. Hernaiz checked his swing. But much like Hudson Haskin, he really moves the handle of the bat, then brings the barrel in later when he's checking, so he really saved it there. Runs the count even at 1. The next pitch, and Hernaiz swings and misses on a high heater, 1-2. Shentuf fired a scoreless inning, gave up just 1 hit. No strikeouts, no walks. Bowie nearly scored the tying run when Andrew Dashbach doubled to right center field, but Toby Welk was thrown out trying to score from first. The 1-2 pitch, and Hernaiz watches low and inside. That's going to draw some groans. And as the count goes even at 2. 0 for 3 day for Hernaiz. Ground out, fly out, strikeout. As the 2-2 offering is swung on and missed for strike 3. Slider outside. First strikeout for White, 10th overall for Erie pitching. Brendan White, 5'11", 185-pound, 23-year-old right-hander from Mahopac, New York. 26th round draft selection back in 2019, making his second appearance of this series. He came in on Tuesday. As the first pitch here to Connor Norby is called a strike in the lower outside corner. It's 0-1. On the season, White has 42 appearances, a 6-4 record, and a 2.84 ERA, 57 innings. Here's the next. Called a strike in the lower outside corner. 0-2 to Norby, who's 1 for 3 on the day with a solo home run back in the first. He reached on an error in the third, got to third base, and was left stranded. Here's the 0-2. Norby fouls it off, just a piece on a high fastball, and the count stays. 57 innings for White, 63 strikeouts, 16 walks. He's allowed 2 home runs, 8 saves, 2 blown saves. As he fires the 0-2 pitch, and Norby laces one into center field for a base hit. There, it's picked up by Parker Meadows. 2-hit day for Connor Norby, representing a tying run at first base with 1 out here in the 8th. Only the second base hit for the Baysox since the second inning, but they still have 4 hits, while Erie only has 2.
The 2 home runs for the Seawolves in the first inning have been their only hits, and it's still beating Bowie right now. As Hudson Haskins steps in. 0 for 2 day with a sacrifice bunt that did not accomplish much in the scheme of the inning. First pitch home to him here is swung on and missed. Fastball up and inside, it's 0-1. Haskins has struck out twice. After Norby reached in the third inning on an error to open the frame, Haskins laid down that sacrifice bunt. Norby then stole third and was left stranded. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Haskins swings and misses. Fastball inside, it's 0-2. Still a 3-2 game. It's been stuck this way since the middle of the second inning. Bowie had tying run at third, go-ahead run at second in that second inning, and didn't do anything with it there. White sets. Now the 0-2 pitch. Haskins watches fastball just miss up and away. Leads to a couple of groans, but that pitch was a little too high. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Pitch into Haskins. Fouled off just a piece to the screen. And the count stays. So White does have a couple of long appearances under his belt this season. And 42 appearances overall, 57 innings. So he could maybe finish out this game, just all depending, considering how Erie has used their bullpen this week. The 1-2. Check swing and appeal. He didn't go. Slider missed down and away. Haskins looked to hold off on it, but that's not going to stop the fans from getting upset. Runs the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was the 5th pitch of the plate appearance. Runner at first, 1 away. Bowie still trailing by just 1. Massive gap on the right side of the infield as the second baseman looks to be at the start of a double play. Haskins has hit into 5 of them this year. The 2-2 pitch, down and away, and it runs the count full. Haskins has 3 of his 14 home runs against the Seawolves this season. 1 in each series, including his one yesterday. See if Norby takes off here. Stays put, the 3-2 bounces in, so it wouldn't have mattered. Haskins draws the walk after falling behind. 0-2. A critical plate appearance for Hudson. That's only the second walk drawn by a Baysox batter today. Toby Welk got a free pass in the second. Tying run moves to second base now for Cesar Prieto. Now, Bowie really needs this to happen for them here. They've not had an opportunity like this since the third inning when Connor Norby got to second base, and it's going to lead to a mound visit from Dan Rickaball simply because this is the first time Bowie has had a runner in scoring position since that third inning. Does give us a chance to tell you about our good friends at Pest Now. They've been a proud partner of the Baysox, and they provide pest control services to Prince George's Stadium, so that's how you can tell that they're reliable. If you've got any problems with your residential and commercial pest control needs, termites, mosquitoes, really whatever it might be, you can give them a call and they should be able to help you out. 301-231-8300, or you can visit them online at pestnow.com. Biggest opportunity of the night for the Baysox as they've got first and second with only 1 out. I shouldn't say that specifically, but the best opportunity for the Baysox in quite some time, to put it more specifically, because Bowie did have second and third with 2 outs in the second. But to have first and second here with 1 out against a new pitcher is at least a good start. With one of the best contact bats on the lineup, that might be really helpful. A base hit would most likely tie the game for Bowie. That's what Prieto needs right now, especially with Norby's speed. So before today's game, White only had 3 appearances against the Baysox. He'd combined for 4 innings, had not allowed a run, only allowed 1 hit. But to have a single and a walk in this frame is a good start. First pitch to Prieto, and he watches fastball miss low. My homerism says not to say much about that pitch, but that one looked like it could have been a strike considering the way that the zone has been called today. But Prieto starts ahead in 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the next pitch. And Prieto swings and misses on an off speed. Comes in high, and it's 1-1. They've got a hard shift on for him. Third base still plays on the baseline, but Prieto is not in a bunting scenario for him. He's pretty particular on the moments he likes to bunt. So there's a wide gap the other way. The 1-1, and Prieto hits it up the middle, a chance for 2. Scooped by the shortstop Workman. He steps on the bag, sends it to first, and it's there. Bowie gets first and second with 1 out, and they get nothing out of it. Bottom of the 8th coming up. They trail 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From bug bites to burns, fevers to flu, and bruises to broken bones, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Bottom of the 8th here in Erie, the Baysox offense has not been able to back up a great pitching performance today. Aside from just a rough first inning from Justin Armbruster, Bowie has held Erie hitless over the following 6. Connor Loprich takes over in relief following Noah Denoyer. First pitch in to Andrew Navigado is called a strike. In the lower inside corner, it's 0-1. Noah Denoyer was nearly perfect in relief. 4 scoreless innings. He allowed 1 walk. That was it. Here's the next. Swinging a piece foul, rolled over to the right side, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Navigado is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. After him, Gage Workman and Parker Meadows will bat. Denoyer struck out 6 against just that 1 walk. And Bowie's offense could have backed him up a little bit. He would have had a big chance for a win, but instead they still trail 3-2. Here's the next. Down and away a slider. Kept in front well by Andres Angulo. It's a ball and 2 strikes. As Loprich takes over, 6'3", 215-pound right-hander, traded over from Pittsburgh in 2020. 27 appearances and a 2-1 record with a 4.64 ERA this year. Fires the 1-2 pitch, and it's down and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Loprich has 64 innings under his belt this year, 68 strikeouts with 25 walks. He has allowed 10 home runs. As he fires in the 2-2 to Navigado. Line drive, right field, base hit. First hit for Erie since Dane Myers had a 2-run home run in the first inning. All of that time spent of the Erie offense quiet, Bowie built no ground from it. And now Erie is going to try and get some insurance. As Gage Workman bats, he had the game-tying solo home run in the first. Switch hitter bats left. First pitch home, and Workman watches high fastball miss. It's 1-0 to start. Loprich is coming off of a strong win against Altoona. He actually made 2 appearances against the Curve last week. combined for 2 1/3 scoreless innings with 5 strikeouts, no walks. He won one game and saved the other. As the 1-0 pitch. This is up and away. 2 balls and no strikes on Workman, who's 1 for 3 overall. Yeah, Lopridge was the winning pitcher in Bowie's walk-off win. After he came in and fired a scoreless inning in the third, he did allow an inherited runner to score, but still struck out 3 batters. Here's the 2-0. Up and away, 3-0. It's been a very calm night weather-wise here at UPMC Park, and very grateful for that. Over the course of this week, we aren't expecting much weather. As the 3-0 is lined to right field, but running in on it is Haskin. He makes the catch, tries to double up the runner at first, but couldn't get it there in time. Navigado was able to skip back in safely. First base umpire actually kind of got in the way, but Workman lines out to right field. Good jump in by Haskin. That was nearly a base hit. And now here's Parker Meadows with 1 on and 1 out. Bowie's only going to have 3 outs to try and tie this game in the top of the 9th inning. 5, 6, and 7 will bat. Kobe Mayo, Toby Welk, Zach Watson. First pitch to Meadows is an off-speed pitch. Not sure where that one missed. Maybe a bit outside. 1-0 to start. Meadows is 0 for 2. A walk back in the first inning. He struck out twice. Once in the third, once in the 5th. As Lopridge sends the next. Well, that one looked to be in the same spot as the previous pitch, but it's called a strike now. Okay. It's a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. Bounce to first, but foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes now. Meadows, not much of a ground ball hitter. Of course, he's not put it into play in this game. Did have a couple of, actually only had 1 ground ball yesterday, but he has hit into 10 double plays this season. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Nice sinker. Comes in down for the first strikeout from Lopridge, 12th overall from Baysox pitching. And now here's Quincy Naporti. Oh for 3 day for Naporti. First pitch home, and he swings and misses. Fastball inside, it's 0-1. Well, that fastball and that changeup from Lopridge have played better off of each other as the season has gone on. They've made constant improvements in tandem. The fastball more than anything. And then when you add in the slider that the Baysox bullpen has made wholesale, the 0-1 is swung on and fouled into the middle of the catcher. It's 0-2. When you add on the slider that has improved around the bullpen wholesale this season, Lopridge has quickly turned into one of the best relievers in the bullpen. His second half is pretty much unmatched for Bowie. Really, Easton Lucas is the only other one to go along with it, but it's practically 1A, 1B between lefty and righty. Runner at first, 2 away. The 0-2 to Naporti is checked on in the dirt. An appeal says he held off. And it runs the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Bowie still has more hits than Erie tonight. It's all about when you get your hits and how far you can hit them. That's exactly what Erie did in the first inning. And it's still been the difference maker this evening. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Nice curveball down and inside for Lopridge. The Bowie bullpen has been as good as you ever could have asked them this evening. The offense needs to pick up their fair share. As we move to the top of the 9th, Bowie trails 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
It's always a pleasure to have you along each evening. Hopefully the Bowie Baysox can give you something to be happy about tonight as we move to the top of the ninth inning at UPMC Park in Erie. Bowie trails 3-2. Brendan White continues on the mound, and the first pitch to Kobe Mayo misses inside. A fastball starts the count out at 1-0. Matt Sabatis with you from Erie, Pennsylvania. Glad you're sticking with us as Mayo, Welk, and Watson will bat as White looks for his 9th save of the season. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball still misses inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Mayo scored Bowie's last run. It was back in the second inning after he led off the frame with an infield single to short. Came around to score on a single by Andres Angulo. As the 2-0 pitch is called a strike on the inside edge. This time off speed, so a little more location on the curve from White, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. The Bowies had their opportunities, plenty of opportunities over the course of this game. As the 2-1 is called a strike again. Ball on the inside edge, and it's 2-2. Mayo has watched all 4 pitches without moving the bat. Bowie has only left 5 on base, but they're 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Believe it or not, Erie has not had a runner in scoring position. The 2-2, hammered out to right, but not deep enough. Packard runs down. Camps makes the catch. There's 1 away. I correct myself. Erie has had exactly 1 runner in scoring position, Parker Meadows, back in the first inning, and he scored on a home run, so he could have been at first base. It wouldn't have mattered. As Toby Welk steps in, he's 0 for 2, has been on base twice. Walked in the second inning, got to third, and was stranded. Reached on an error in the 7th inning, and was thrown out trying to score from first. First pitch in, and Welk, it's brushed back on an inside breaking ball. It's 1-0 to start. Well, this is one of those games that Bowie has seen a lot this year, in which the offense isn't able to get much done, maybe against one good starting pitcher. And then after they go into the bullpen, Bowie has never had good work against opposing bullpens. The 1-0 pitch is called a strike. On the outside edge, it's 1-1. Not to mention, Bowie has been one of the worst teams in the Eastern League this season in the 9th inning specifically. As the 1-1 pitch is checked on, slider outside, Welk held off. Didn't flick the barrel enough, just got the wrists around, so the count goes to 2-1. But in the 9th inning this season, Bowie only has 29 total runs. It's the fewest in the league by about 10 runs, and they've only batted a 172 average. The 2-1 pitch, and Welk slaps it the other way. Into right field for a base hit. He represents a tying run at first, with 1 out here in the 9th. At the last second, Welk extends his hit streak to 4 consecutive games, has hits in 10 of his last 11. And Bowie's instantly going to make a change. Cody Roberts will come in as a pinch runner and replace Welk at first base, get some fresh legs in there. Roberts has not attempted a stolen base all season, so it's not as if Bowie is using him for the stolen base opportunity, just more for the legs. Someone who's been, not in the field all day. Here's Zach Watson. First pitch home, and Watson watches high fastball for a called strike. It's 0-1. Watson had a career-high 6 RBI last night. All Bowie is asking for from him right now is just 1 more. Here's the 0-1, Watson smacks it up the line, but foul. Out toward the right side and slices out of play fully. Snowballs and 2 strikes. Runner at first, 1 away. Bowie trails 3-2. Erie scored all 3 of their runs in the first inning. Bowie scored 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second, and we've seen nothing since. As White sets, fires the 0-2. Watson watches fastball face high, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Series continues tomorrow, of course. Just want to hope that Bowie can spread out their offense more so, like they did last night. The 1-2 pitch, and Watson pops it up. Out to right field. Packard runs down again, nearly overran it, but camps and makes the catch. 2 away. Bowie down to their last out this evening. As Andres Angulo will bat. It's a 1-for-3 day for Angulo. Had the RBI single in the second inning, which was Bowie's last run. After that single, they didn't get another hit until the 8th. First pitch here, and he pulls back on an inside fastball. It's 1-0 to start. Bowie trailing 3-2 here in the top of the 9th inning. In danger of seeing their 3-game winning streak end and losing a bit of ground to Erie in the Southwest Division standings. The 1-0 pitch, and Angulo hammers it out to center field. Meadows hesitates, but he sees it. Runs down and makes the catch. That's the ball game. Bowie misses out on plenty of chances and burns an excellent pitching day as they fall to Erie 3-2. More to come with Baysox postgame. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service, and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
It's now time for the Bowie Baysox post-game show. Let's head back to the ballpark with Matt Savanas.
It was not a good day for the Bowie Baysox. Not really any other way to put it. The offense had plenty of chances to make this a winnable game and maybe take a commanding lead in the Southwest Division, but instead they went down with a whimper and fell to Erie tonight 3-2. Matt Sabat is with you from UPMC Park in Erie as we'll recap this game in depth. Not too much to get in depth with, to be honest, but we'll look around the Eastern League as well and the Orioles organization before we close this one up and look ahead to tomorrow when the Baysox will try and take the third game of this series. But first, we've got a recap. Go all the way back in time to the faraway land of 6:05 p.m. when the first pitch came home from Reese Olson to Daryl Hernaiz. It was a strike. Hernaiz eventually grounded out to the shortstop on the third pitch of the plate appearance. Connor Norby, he stepped up to bat after that, and just as he did on Tuesday, opened up the scoring for Bowie with a deep fly. He fires the 1-2 pitch, and Norby drills it out toward deep right center field. Meadows runs back. He looks up, and there it goes. Connor Norby says goodbye. His 15th home run of the season. Yet another first-inning blast, and Bowie leads 1-0. That is the third time in 5 games that Connor Norby has homered in the first inning, and it gets Bowie on the board. He did it again on Tuesday. So Norby was able to get it done for Bowie in the top of the first, but it was still a quick inning for Reese Olson. He actually only used 12 pitches in that first inning. It was not a quick first inning for Justin Armbruster. After Andrew Navigato popped out to open the frame, Gage Workman stepped up, ran the count full, and ran it to 9 pitches before tying the game. Another payoff to Workman is swung on and belted out toward deep right center field. This could tie the game. Watson's back. He looks up, and it's off the scoreboard. Solo home run for Gage Workman, and it's a 1-1 game. So already Armbruster having some tough times. He struck out Quincy Naporti on a 2-2 pitch. But after walking Parker Meadows, he ran into Dane Myers. Myers homered off of Armbruster the first time he saw him, and he did it again today. The payoff to Myers, driven high and deep to right field. Haskins back at the wall. There it goes. 2-run home run for Myers, the second homer of the inning for Erie, and it's 3-1. That would be it for the Seawolves for the rest of the night. After Myers had his 2-run home run in the first, Erie did not get another base hit until the 8th inning. Armbruster was able to settle, did have some lengthy frames in the second and third, but kept them scoreless. Noah Denoyer worked scoreless through 4 innings, and while Connor Loprich did allow a single to lead off the 8th inning, he worked it scoreless. It was a very easy day following that first inning. Erie only had 3 hits. But the Baysox couldn't get much of their own, as Reese Olson did give up a leadoff single to Kobe Mayo in the top of the second. Walk pushed him to second base, and Andres Angulo, with 2 outs, was able to at least get 1 run back for Bowie. The 3-2. Angulo bounces it deep in the hole and through the gap into left field for a base hit. Mayo will score. On to second base, Welk, and he stops there, but an RBI single for Andres Angulo gets Bowie a run closer. Tying run is in scoring position. It's 3-2 Erie. That would be the last base hit for Bowie until the 7th inning, as Reese Olson held Bowie quiet for a string of 12 consecutive batters through 6 strong innings of work. Toby Welk led off the 7th inning by reaching on an error, and Andrew Dashbach doubled to right center field. Welk tried to score from first. He represented a tying run, and he was thrown out. That was Bowie's last opportunity. Even though they had multiple runners in scoring position over the course of the night, the Baysox eventually just went 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position before the night came to a close. Brendan White came on for a scoreless 8th, and when he gave up a 1-out single to Toby Welk in the 9th, he was able to finish the day off with a couple of flyouts. The 1-0 pitch, and Angulo hammers it out to center field. Meadows hesitates, but he sees it. Runs down and makes the catch. That's the ball game. Bowie misses out on plenty of chances and burns an excellent pitching day as they fall to Erie 3-2. So, your final box score on this one. Bowie scores only 2 runs on 6 hits with no errors. They left on 6. Erie scores 3 runs on only 3 hits. The Baysox had twice as many hits and still couldn't get it done. Erie committed 3 errors as well, and Bowie was unable to capitalize on any of them, as they left on 4. Unclean day for the Baysox, to put it simply. We don't even have an official time of game yet. They're running pretty slow over there in the press box, but it was in front of a paid attendance here at UPMC Park of 3,168. With the loss, Bowie falls to 62-61. Their 3-game winning streak is over, as the Baysox fall to 27-33 on the road, and their old friend, the 1-run game, makes its return. Bowie falls to 19-26 in 1-run games, the most 1-run games in the Eastern League, and the second lowest winning percentage in 1-run games this season. With the win, Erie moves to 73-50. Their two-game losing streak is over. The Seawolves are now 37-23 at home and 19-21 in games decided by one run. In the second half, Bowie falls to 35-19. Erie moves to 34-20. Two sides meet again tomorrow, and we'll brief it in just a little bit. But when we return, we take a quick look around the Eastern League and the Orioles organization. Have some final scores and some games in action to tell you about. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With two of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Back one final time to UPMC Park here in Erie following a quiet day for the Bowie Baysox as they fall 3-2 despite out-hitting Erie 6-3. Matt Sabatis with you from UPMC Park as we take a quick look around some of the scoreboards in the Eastern League. Bowie and Erie are actually the first team to get done tonight. There were a couple of late games that got started. Hartford and Reading, one of them, as Hartford leads 4-2 in the bottom of the fifth. Portland and New Hampshire were one of the other ones, and Portland just wrapped up a 6-run fourth inning to take a commanding 8-1 lead in that one. Should be an easy finish there for the Sea Dogs. Somerset leads Binghamton 4-2 after the stretch out at Marabito Stadium, and Harrisburg has worked their way into a tie with Richmond after falling behind 3-0 in the first. It's 4-4. They also just finished up the stretch down in the Diamond. Altoona had a 6-run third inning against Akron to take a big lead, but Akron is chipping away, still an 8-4 lead for the Curve at this point. Now, that could help out Bowie. As long as Akron loses today, then Bowie should still be fine to continue on through this series, but they definitely need a win tomorrow because at the end of the day, if that game comes to a final, Bowie is still going to be only one game ahead of Erie in second place. Bowie's still in first place, and Akron would stay 5 games out of first place. If they lose this game, Altoona would move to 6.5 games out of first place if they can hold on. Oh, look at that. A 3-run home run by John Kenzie Noel for Akron has made it an 8-7 ball game. So that one is now much closer than what it was about 5 seconds ago. Oh, goodness. Okay, so that's really going to throw a wrench in the standings update that I just read. But, I mean, it still stands true. Bowie is still going to at least be in first place by 1 game tomorrow, and makes tomorrow a must-win game for the Baysox. Around the Orioles organization, Norfolk had an early game with the Phillies AAA Lehigh Valley, and they did not get much. Jordan Westberg did collect his 14th home run of the season, while Colton Cowser had his first AAA hit, and it was a home run. But that was all up against a 13-run effort by the Iron Pigs. Lehigh Valley takes the game 13-6. Delmarva and Aberdeen are in action. Delmarva is in the midst of a 3-run fifth inning to overcome a deficit. They just added on 2 more, as Maxwell Costas picked up a 2 RBI single, a 5-run fifth for the Shorebirds as they've jumped ahead from they trailed by 4 as a matter of fact. It was 4-0 and they now have an 8-6 lead in the top of the fifth. Aberdeen had a 3-run fifth inning against Hickory down at Ledios Field as Grayson Rodriguez made a rehab start. He had 3 scoreless innings for the Ironbirds. They lead 3-0 in the 6th in that one. Again, the score we care about most in this production is that of Bowie's, and unfortunately today was not a good one, as the Baysox offense did not get the key hits at the right time, while the Erie Seawolves offense absolutely did. 3-2, the final tonight. Two sides are back at it again tomorrow, as Bowie will try to rebuild their ground atop the Southwest Division and avoid falling back into a tie. Garrett Stallings will get the start for Bowie, 5-10 with a 6.55 ERA. Right-hander Ty Madden will go for Erie, 2-0. with a 2.57 ERA. 6:05 first pitch for tomorrow's game and a 5:45 DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. That's going to do it for us. Matt Sabatis with you from UPMC Park saying thank you so much for stopping by this evening. Unfortunately, we couldn't give you a better score as Bowie falls to Erie 3-2. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. We hope you enjoyed today's game and join us next time for another exciting broadcast coming up soon. This has been a presentation of the Bowie Baysox.